Welcome back to another David Rams live stream. And yeah, it's good to be back. Today we're going to be, well, I'll say back, because I've not really done this kind of stream in a while. You know what I mean? Last stream I did was with Lawrence reacting to some stuff. We haven't done a general kind of reaction, kind of hangout, answering your questions kind of stream for a little bit. So I figured let's do one because Christmas is coming up, right? We've got the festive season. Everyone's going to be seeing family and friends and all this kind of stuff. And as vegans, we know that often brings some challenges. So I thought, all right, then let's go live. Let's talk about some stuff, react to some stuff. You know, I've got some cool stuff to talk to you about. Some stuff that, what is in my eye? Something like I can see it here. I don't know what it is. All right, it's gone now. I think I got rid of it. Right. So there's some stuff going on right now that I want to talk about too. Some stuff with some celebrities like James Cameron and this one from this series on Netflix. And there's some funny stuff I want to check out as well. Stuff to do with Joey Carbstrong. We'll see what we get to. But what I really want to do today is actually respond to some of your questions about the upcoming festive season and stuff that's going on with you, you know, like any advice you want from me. I'm going to try and help. Right, guys? I'm going to try and help you today with any questions you might have. So I'll keep an eye on the live chat as we go. And as always, if you really want to support my work and you want to ensure and guarantee that your comment gets answered, then obviously you've got to use the Streamlabs tip link to do it. Because then you're supporting my work and I'll 100% answer you because it'll pop up on the screen and then I'll see it and it'll be, you know, you'll get priority basically. If you're watching this live, awesome. If you want to rewatch this at a different point, remember this is going to the Rams Den, and today you won't be able to scroll back or anything like that. I've turned off the DVR as it was just kind of complicating things. So basically, with this stream, the only way you can rewatch it is on the second channel, the Rams Den. So if you're not already subscribed, get over there and subscribe. All right. So remember, just send some questions through, okay? I said it like 2 minutes ago, so I assume you haven't forgot it yet. But send the questions, keep them coming, and as I'm waiting for you guys to do it, we'll start reacting to some stuff and we'll see, you know, what comes up in the meantime. Because I know normally these kind of Q&A things take a little bit for you guys to get warmed up. So first off then, let's talk about this, what's her name from this new series? Jenna Ortega, her name is, right? Let's have a look. So there's a new series. What's it called? Wednesday. It's about the Addams Family, right, on Netflix. And she did one of these things, is Wired, you know, where they do like, oh, people searching this about you, let's answer these questions. And she goes one by one. She answered one about veganism. Spoiler alert, it's not very good, what she said, unfortunately. So let's take a look. I think it's been covered by Plant-Based News, but I might get copyright strike for this, but let's have a look at what she said.
Is Jenna Ortega vegan? I was vegan for a really long time, but I stopped being vegan when I went to Romania to shoot Wednesday, actually, because the food is very different there, and I don't think that I was meeting my nutrition requirements. So
I'm sorry, did she just say she stopped being vegan because she started work in Romania? I mean, what does she think? Romania is some kind of third world country. They don't have fruits and vegetables and legumes. And she's a celebrity. She's an actress getting paid a ton of money to be there. Her food is provided for her most likely when she's on set. So all she's got to do is say, I eat vegan, and they will make the vegan food. So like, what is this? Is this legit? Is this like
different there? And I don't think that I was meeting my nutrition requirements. So I started eating fish again. So I'm currently pescatarian.
So what? Oh my God. I wonder what magical nutrient she thinks that she was missing that she needed to get from fish, Romanian fish. It's absolutely hilarious. And that's it. That's the clip.
Ortega.
That's the clip. Why did these people, what you mean? What is that? What is that? Oh my God, man. Romania, though, James, you're completely right. Romania, though, what an apps. It's just, I think this is the damage that comes from people like Miley Cyrus. Miley Cyrus did this on Joe Rogan, right? It's clear that this is where she's got this from. She's very young. She's probably like, what, she's like 19 or something like that. She's probably inspired by Miley and Miley Cyrus's journey, because journey though, because she came from, well, like acting, I think, first, and then music. So maybe she's thinking, oh, I want to do the same thing. And Miley was very young, and she's very young when she's starting, and so she's probably seen Miley talking about the fish and stuff, and she's like, yeah, that's something I've got to watch out for too. That's something I've got to take care of. Oh man, that's so ridiculous. Let's see if anyone's mentioned this in the comments. Let's crack the comments open and do a little search. Is this working? No. I can search vegan just straight up in the comments, I think. Is it possible to do that? I can do it. Like, I've got this like pop out thing. Let's see if we can have a look. Comments. Vegan. No, not really. I can't really search for them, but yeah, that's like, my goodness. Yeah, weak as hell. I mean, it's hard to go in too hard because it's just a typical BS, isn't it? It's a typical BS that we've come to. I don't know. We just get used to it now. It's nothing special. It's nothing new. She's just another hypocrite. She's just another person that doesn't understand what veganism is. It doesn't understand that veganism is not a diet. You don't just pick it up and drop it off. You don't get a new job and start eating fish because you're in Romania. You plan. She probably had months and months and months to figure out everything. And like I said, she'll be taken care of so well when she's on set. She's the star. So it's a completely BS excuse. Basically, she just got bored of eating plant-based and was like, oh, I'll just eat some fish then, because she never truly understood what veganism actually is and what it means, and that it's an ethical thing and not a diet. And I'm making a video about that, by the way, guys, about the health argument for veganism. I'm making a video about that, criticizing it, but also the opposite, like criticizing it, but also saying how it could be good. This video is going to be coming soon. And I use a few examples, a few things. I talk about this recent AI photo trend. I talk about some other stuff that you might think has nothing to do with veganism and health and blah, 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 but it actually does. So that's a new video that's coming soon. I'm just working on that one. I'm yeah, quite excited to show that one to you guys. And you know, people like this is why we need to make these videos, because she clearly just doesn't understand what she's saying, right? And this vegan for health message has kind of contributed to this complete mess. So that's her. Unfortunately, Jenna Ortega. Disappointment. Just another disappointing celebrity. As I said, at this point, I'm not even worked up about it because I don't really trust any celebrity at this point when they say they're a vegan. I don't know about you guys, but I've kind of stopped trusting them completely. I mean, why would you at this point? I mean, you know, I'm not. It's tough because it's even the ones that we know for a fact are vegan do things that are questionable regarding animals. For example, for movies like Joaquin Phoenix, he's like the guy, you know, and the vegan in Hollywood, and he's riding horses for movie roles. And there's I know it's not. Riding horses isn't vegan, but the arguments around it and the debate around it and his position on it it's kind of weird because he actually said he regretted riding horses and then he jumped on a horse for a new movie. So I don't really understand where he's at. It's very disappointing. So, you know, even Joaquin Phoenix can disappoint us. I mean, anyone can, can't they? Unfortunately. Fresh Kaboom says, yeah, I stopped trusting you ages ago, David. But I'm not a celebrity, you see. I've just got a YouTube channel and I make some videos and some of them do really well. But I wouldn't quite go to celebrity status, not just quite yet. I hope one day though. Because obviously with celebrity status comes the opportunity to reach millions and millions of people and say things and they listen. That's what being a celebrity gets you. So I definitely hope I'll get there one day. I actually hope I'll get on Piers Morgan. Actually, that's one step along the way. I was talking to Nathan from Animal Rebellion, you know, the guy who's just on Piers Morgan. And I put my hat in the ring. I said, look, I know it's Animal Rebellion. I know you guys have got your thing. But if you want to go outside of Animal Rebellion when Piers calls again, which he will call again, I will come from wherever I am in the world, whatever I'm doing, I'll be there. I will go on Piers Morgan. if you guys want me to. And I'll say whatever you want me to say about Animal Rebellion, but obviously I will go to argue veganism with him, because Piers Morgan doesn't seem to be that interested in Animal Rebellion. He seems to be more interested in arguing about veganism. So that means that somebody like me, who's actually technically, I'm not part of Animal Rebellion, I could still go on and fight with him. It will be a fight with him about veganism. And I think it will be pretty good. And I'd like to have a go of it, you know? I would come up with a tactic, a strategy. I would strategize. I would work with some people that I trust and that understand human behavior, and we could analyze and we could get something together that, not to go on and smash him, but to go on and actually get a conversation out of him that works the way a conversation should work, you know? So that could be very good. Piano Lover says, an ant was in my dinner and I ate the ant by mistake. Am I still a vegan? Yeah, obviously you're joking around there, but yeah, of course. I mean, mistakes happen. You can't beat yourself up for it, can you? Yeah, you can't beat yourself up over mistakes. I've had mistakes too. No, I don't think I've ever eaten an ant. Maybe I have by accident, actually. Yeah, because sometimes they get in your food and you don't realize until, like, oh, okay, there's a bit of ant in my food and I've already eaten like half of it or whatever. I think so. There were a lot of ants when I was living in India, for example. I'm pretty sure I must have eaten a few while I was there, because they're just everywhere. You can't get rid of them, obviously. Like, the place we were staying in was like, it was very rural and not very sealed in India. Well, at least the places we stayed in India, there's not a lot of sealing. I don't mean like sealing, I mean like sealant. So there's lots of holes and lots of ways that animals and bugs can get in this place we were in. And a lot of the houses are kind of built like that because it's so hot. So there's like lots of windows and gaps and things. And yeah, so in the place we were staying anyway, in this kind of rural area. So yeah, definitely lots of bugs got in the food. That turned into a longer answer than I expected. I don't think you asked it seriously, but I gave you a very serious answer. Yeah, Simon's saying about Piers, he wouldn't like to have someone on like you, I think, like have someone like me on. I'm sure he would, though, because it's ratings. I think that maybe the reason he doesn't want Joey anymore is because he's already done the Joey stuff, hasn't he? Joey's already had it out with him. Joey's a big popular figure, and maybe he's just kind of like, okay, that's just done. Maybe that's why he's not had Joey on again. I don't know. I would be fresh. I'd be something different, something new. And I'm sure if Piers went through my YouTube, through my Instagram, through my Twitter, he'd find some stuff that he'd get him really upset, and he'd probably put it on the screen while I was on, try to rile me up or try to call me out or whatever. And it would be new. It's fresh blood. That'd be new blood for him. So maybe that would work out, you know. Just maybe that would work out. Errol HL says, should speciesism be considered a form of bigotry? So I mean, we've got to, like, first, before I answer that question, we've got to define what these words mean. So let's just look up. I'll put it up on the screen for you, actually. Let's do it together. So let's go and define bigotry and go from there, right? Because I'm realizing lately that sometimes you say things and people don't realize we're all speaking a different language. Okay, so dictionary, Oxford Languages says, bigotry, obstinate or unreasonable attachment to a belief, opinion, or faction, in particular, prejudice against a person or people on the basis of their membership of a particular group. Right? So by that last bit, in particular, prejudice against a person or people on the basis of their membership of a particular group, does it mean like membership as in like a chosen membership, or does it mean like an identity membership? It's kind of vague, but yeah, I guess you could argue for that. You could definitely say to someone that speciesism is a form of bigotry. Technically that would be correct then, if somebody's prejudice against an animal because they're a member of a specific group of animals. Like, okay, you're a dog and you're a member of the dog family or whatever. But it's kind of complicated though, isn't it? Even because dogs are members of the dog family, but so is a fox. But people love dogs and they hate foxes. They'll kill them. So actually, it's very complicated, isn't it? But I guess I don't think it really matters. I suppose my answer to you is that some philosophy dude could get into this and get really deep into it, and they could probably give you an answer that was like yes or no. I would say that's fine, but does it really matter whether something's considered a form of bigotry or not? Because even if it turns out that it is, right? And we define it as that. The word bigot is completely lost these days anyway. It's not like using the word bigot's going to actually change something in someone's mind, I don't think, at this point, because it's been, the meaning's been completely tarnished from everybody using it all the time. So I think what's more important, even the word speciesism is going to turn a lot of people off because they think it's something vegans made up to just vegan BS, basically. So even that is difficult to get through to people because the general person is not a scholar or some kind of academic. So when you start talking about speciesism, it's potentially lost on them. So in my opinion, the best thing to do is to actually break it down and make it as simple as possible to get to the widest audience. So you explain, okay, we look at dogs and we say dogs are cool. We love dogs. We don't eat dogs. We look at a chicken. We say some people like chickens, like pets and whatnot, but most people are happy to see them killed. Why is that? What's the difference? Well, there isn't really a difference. They both want to live. Just explain what speciesism is. I don't think we need to tell them that's called speciesism. We could just say, we could just explain that isn't that a really horrible way of seeing things? Isn't that a really nasty way this chicken gets condemned to death just because they're a chicken? That seems kind of messed up, doesn't it? They didn't do anything wrong. See, I've moved away personally, Errol, from these kinds of speaking in this way. Unlike there are other activists that do a great job of explaining this stuff, but I've tried to go on a different path personally to be more myself, which is more of a common man, because I'm from quite a small market town in the northwest of England, and it's simple. You know, we're very simple. We're simple people. You know, it's just very, and in general, I think the most common person out there that most people respond well to messages that are simple and easy to understand without kind of complex scientific or philosophical ideas. Or by breaking down those complex ideas, you'll get further, in my experience. At least that's what I'm hoping, and that's what I'm going for, and that's my angle. So yeah, but if you're the opposite of that, like if you're someone like, I don't know, for example, I think Nutrivore is a good example of this. If you want to check out his YouTube and his Twitter, he is a kind of vegan philosophy kind of debater, nutrition side of things, as well as the just general philosophy stuff I think he's good at as well. I respect highly the people who get into this stuff, but I'm slowly realizing more and more that I enjoy listening and learning it, but I don't particularly enjoy getting in the trenches of it and trying to get involved with these kind of arguments with people, these kinds of people. I prefer going with the kind of more the general public rather than the philosophical public. That's me anyway. Yeah, so I hope that answer helped you. Emmanuel says, what would your strategy be if you were on with Piers Morgan? More chilled out or more heated or both? See, this is going to depend on Piers. So my strategy, I feel like I would like to go in and just like I've done here, for example, with the previous comment that was up from Errol, is okay, he's going to try to get me to bite on stuff immediately. But the problem with Piers is, with everybody that goes against him, is he has, well, the problem with most arguments, he's got something in his head. You got something in your head. You define one thing as one thing, he defines it as something else. So you just clash immediately. So with Piers, I would want to, before we even get into any back and forth, I want to define why I'm here. So I'd want to ask, am I being interviewed or do you want to debate me? We need to, because they're two very different things. So if you're going to debate me, then I get to ask you questions back. That's how it works. If you don't want me to ask you any questions or you won't answer any of my questions, then you have to let me speak, because then it's an interview. So you have to let me speak. If I waffle and tell me I'm waffling, that's fine. But you've got to let me finish my points without interrupting me, because that's an interview. So I feel like that's kind of an opening point. I would like to define this like straight away. Okay, what are we doing here? And I think it would be chilled and heated when it needed to be heated. For example, if he started with the bees and stuff again, the bees and the almond stuff, and the bread or whatever, like he says these things, oh, if you're a vegan and you eat bees, if you're vegan and you eat almonds and you eat avocados, you're a hypocrite. He says stuff like that. I would want to, before getting into that stuff, I'd want to fully understand exactly what he's trying to say and what his goal is. Because clearly with Piers, he brings vegans on because they piss him off. He gets upset with vegans. Why? Because he feels like his freedom's being infringed. It feels like his freedoms are being taken away, or we're trying to take away his freedoms. He won't listen to me when I tell him we're not doing that, because I'm the out group for him. I'm not one of his people. So I try to make him realize that him attacking me about bees and almonds and avocados, well, in the same way he doesn't listen to me when I say we don't try to control you, we're not trying to control you or attack you or whatever. Well, I won't listen to him because he's not in my group either. Why would I listen to a meat, dairy, egg, leather person, someone eating all those and wearing leather and who knows what else? Why would I listen to him telling me that, you know, about bees and avocados being bad? Why would I ever take any of him seriously? And vice versa. He sees me as the complete enemy. When I tell him I'm not trying to control him, why would he take me seriously? So I think I want to think about this a lot more, but I think these are the things that, to get a productive conversation out of Piers Morgan or anyone like him, we need to realize that we're both talking from opposite camps, and neither of us is willing to listen to the other one for obvious reasons. And once we realize that and acknowledge that, this is a huge problem between us, so we can work to fixing it. So maybe I could say, before I will listen to you about bees and almonds and avocados, you're going to have to be vegan. It's that simple, like, because otherwise, how am I supposed to take you seriously? You don't actually care. And for him to listen to me about, I don't know, about controlling or blah, 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 I suppose I would need to prove to him that that's not my aim at all. Maybe tell him something about, I don't know, tell him my opinions on the law or my opinions on individual freedoms or some things like that, and help him realize that that's not what I'm going for. That's it, basically. So yeah, there you go. That's kind of like a loose strategy. I've not spent much time thinking about it, but I feel like these are the things that we're missing with someone like him. And I know how difficult it's going to be to get that in a 10 to 12 minute segment, but I feel like I would probably try and do that immediately. And then if it failed, I would just say, look, and then I would just go straight in for just trying to get sound bites, you know, just get as much pro-vegan stuff and being critical of him as much as I possibly could, basically, if that didn't work. Emily's, thank you so much for the tip. Thank you. That's awesome. $20. Amazing. Thank you so much. And says, hi, David. Thank you for your service for our brothers and sisters in feathers and fur. You're a hero. I wish I could do something for the movement to help spread the message faster. After 5 years of being vegan, I start feeling ready to go to war. That's amazing that you're ready to get in there. And thank you for saying those things, by the way. I really appreciate the support. You can do things to spread the message faster. You absolutely can. Even if it's just something like sharing videos. Like if you like my content, you like the videos I make, share them. That's doing something. If you see someone else's on Instagram, on Twitter, Facebook, Reddit, TikTok, I don't recommend using TikTok, by the way. It's a whole other topic, but be careful with that. But anyway, if you're on there, share stuff, vegan stuff on there. All over, YouTube, everywhere. Get across every social media platform and share as much as you possibly can. Start up your own social media. And I'll say this again. I've said this a few times over. I've been doing this, guys, for the last... I've been in this world of activism and stuff since probably 2017. I think it was 2017, 2018, like early 2018, late 2017. And I've been saying this from day one, that I want to see more of a diverse range of different people doing what I do, what Lifting Vegan Logic does, Vegan Gaze does, what Soytheist does, what Joey does, what Ed does. I don't feel like it's quite there yet where we have enough people and enough types of different people from different places doing, you know, similar but different stuff on YouTube, on Instagram, on Twitter. And it really needs to be, because the more of us that are doing this kind of stuff, and the more different we all are to each other, with looking different, speaking different, sounding different, different beliefs on other different stuff, other topics, other politics, a varying range of people. That's diversity and that's a good thing. This is positive diversity that we can get to. And so if you're sat there and you're wondering, oh, I don't know if I should start a channel, I don't know. The answer is yes, you absolutely should, because regardless of who you are, where you're from, what you look like, what you believe, the important thing is that you will have something unique to bring to the table. And the more of us that bring our unique takes to the table, the more success we can have with more people, right? So Emily's, I don't know if you're ready to jump on and start social media and start vegan animal rights activism social media, but if you were ever considering it, please do it. And at the minimum, just share. I say social media and online stuff because that's the smallest effort to get the sort of largest result. But if you also want to go out on the streets and actually do some more face-to-face stuff, this usually can feed into, if you record it and you track and stuff like that, you can feed into the online stuff if you film it and stuff. And it'll also prep you for the online stuff because you'll have experience of dealing with real life people. It's a good idea to do that too. There's Anonymous for the Voiceless. There's WTF, We the Free. So that's Anonymous for the Voiceless. Check them out on socials and on their website. The thing is still in my eye. And We the Free, which is WTF. They're similar to Anonymous for the Voiceless. Street outreach. They go out and have conversations with people, real life, about animals and veganism. Very calm, very chill, and it really is really good, really effective, really good way of checking in on what people think and what they feel, what they say, and trying to convince them face to face to go vegan. So Emily, so there's a couple of options for you, and for everybody else who's wondering what good way there is, if there's any good ways, the good ways to get out and do more of this kind of stuff. I see a, oof, 1 minute, we go back up to the chat again. Where are we? Here we go. Are you guys talking to each other here, huh? Ananya asks, what do you think about humane killings? Well, it can be done. Humane killing can be done. You're all like holding your breath right now. Humanely killing someone is when it's euthanasia. That's the only way it can be done, right? It's if someone, they can be humans too. They're in pain, suffering, and if they're a human, they can tell you, I don't want this, then you can humanely kill them. You can put them out of their misery. If they can't tell you, maybe they've lost the function of speech, but they're clearly, undoubtedly in consistent pain with zero quality of life, you can make the decision for them that, okay, and it's a tough decision to make, but that's humane killing. That's euthanasia. We apply the same to animals too. When a dog, for example, they reach old age, riddled with, they get cancer, or they start getting some different breeds of dogs. They get joint problems, hip problems, and stuff like that. Start peeing themselves, pooing themselves. Stop getting up in the morning. They stop moving. Just sit there in their own pee and poo. Stop eating. It gets to a point where either you can wait for them to die, which of course that's horrendous, or you can humanely kill them. You can put them out of their misery. It's euthanasia. It's a kindness. So that's humane killing. But I know what you were talking about. You were talking about the killing of animals for food. See, humane killing is compassionate, benevolent. It's a loving thing that you do. That's what humane means. Can you do that to an animal or anyone who doesn't want to be killed, and you're doing it for a snack because you like the taste of them? Is that possible? Absolutely not. 100% no. So in the context of it being totally unnecessary and they actually don't want to die, and most of the time they're not that the age matters, but most of the time they're not even young, not even old, living a quarter of their lifespan, right? It doesn't make it better if they're older, it's not any better. But it is more shocking when you consider that most of these animals that are humanely killed are actually babies, right? So I hope that answers your question, Ananya. Carney Killer says, Carney Killer, I hope that doesn't mean what I think it means. Should we care about the deaths of hunters and farmers? Honestly, I felt nothing about the Club Q attack because one of the victims was a hunter and fisher. I don't know what you mean by Club Q attack. Let me just quickly Google that. I don't know if that was something. Was that the attack to gay club? Yeah. Okay. I mean, that seems a bit. I'll be honest with you. That seems a bit much. I mean, if one of the people was a hunter and a fisher, that doesn't mean that's one of the victims, right? I mean, look, I feel like that personally doesn't. For me personally, I don't really like that this kind of way of seeing it, and I would. And it's not like I don't like you. It's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying, Carney Killer, I don't think that is going to make, in the long run, it's not going to make you feel good. It's going to make you feel very bad. It's going to make you feel very stressed and angry. And ultimately, that won't help animals. That's the reason I'm going to say what I'm about to say to you, okay? It's because, A, it's not going to help you. This kind of feeling this way will not help you. You will feel bad. You will end up feeling who knows what it could do to you. But trust me, psychologically, this kind of thought process isn't good for you, and it won't help you with help more animals, because it will come out in, you know, hatred and disdain, and that's definitely not going to help animals, I don't think. But should we care anyway about the deaths? I don't say you need to care about the deaths of these people the same way you don't care about the death of some random person right now. Someone just died right now. Do you care? No, because you don't know them. They're nothing to do with you. You couldn't have done anything to stop it. So in that sense, no, it doesn't. It's not about, you know, you don't need to care about it. But I would not go as far as celebrating it. I absolutely wouldn't. I feel like that is a mistake that a lot of vegans make, to revel in the death of a hunter or a farmer, and laugh and mock, and publicly. I mean, privately, sometimes things are funny. Like, for example, you can't help, and I think even our omnivores were laughing at this, all right? This hunter went out with his dog. I think it was here, actually, where I live in Turkey, and the dog stood on his shotgun and killed him. The dog, I don't even know how this is possible, stood on the trigger of his shotgun and killed him. Now, I mean, that's got comedy. I'm so sorry, because that it's someone died. It's never fun to mock someone's death. But I mean that does not happen every day. And I'm sure comedians have made jokes about that. I'm sure plenty of people have made jokes about that. But we've got to be careful with being vegan, because people already put us under a microscope, right? They're looking at everything we do. So if we mock and laugh at people who are, people, when people die, for example, there's this guy who died, anti-vegan, super pro meat guy, he died, lots of vegans mocking him. But the problem with that is most people eat meat. So you're mocking this person for doing something that most people do, and then all these people see you mocking that person. Do you think that's a net positive or a net negative effect for animals? Do you think those people are more or less likely to stop eating meat and become a vegan after they see vegans laughing at someone dying because he ate meat? So this is the stuff that this is stuff I think about, all right? And I hope that it came across the way I wanted it to, because I'm just trying to be. It's something I do think about a lot, you know? So, Carney Killer, I hope that answers your question. And thanks for bringing it up. It's a good question. We got a super chat from Errol, thank you, and says, how come you don't recommend TikTok activism? Well, no, it's not that I don't recommend TikTok activism. It's that I don't recommend using TikTok. And I'll explain why. I'm just going to make that a bit bigger, actually, so it's like easier to see. There we go. So basically, I do not recommend using TikTok, because I watched some stuff about TikTok, and it is... So first off, like, having it on your phone, it's contentious, because it could be a problem, because it's a Chinese app, and it's been proven that they're collecting data from your phone. So that alone, it could be... I'm pretty sure that's true. I don't know. I've read some stuff a while back. I can't remember exactly where I read it or whatever. You can Google it, check it out. But a lot of people had very, very, very strong concerns. And they did actually prove that the app was taking some data, some information, and monitoring your behaviors and stuff like that, which probably a lot of apps do, to be fair. But this one in particular was taking more data than other apps. And that was concerning to me. So that's one. Two is that the app itself. So if you look at the Chinese version of TikTok, there is no depravity on it. There's not much bad stuff on it. And what I mean by that is TikTok in our world, it shows some horrible stuff, fighting, war, horrible stuff across the board, right? Just really things that are antisocial behavior, let's call it, under one bracket. Just nasty things. And things that from people that really shouldn't have a platform, like people with mental disorders and things like that, they get elevated on this platform and glorified. It's not that you're watching because, oh, they're teaching you how to deal with something. You're watching them because they're entertaining, because they're clearly not functioning correctly, they're not operating correctly, and they get blown up bigger and bigger and bigger. So why is all this a problem? Because in China, they don't have that. They have the opposite of all that stuff. They have people doing hard work and getting rewarded and really, really like wholesome content, and they don't allow any of the other stuff I just mentioned. So to me, call it a conspiracy theory, but to me that doesn't look good. I don't like that. And I feel like this app is doing a lot of damage to young people. The other thing as well, there's just the functionality of the app, the fact how you scroll from one to another with these short videos. This has been proven to dramatically affect the willpower of people, as in they've done studies on it and shown that people who, I don't know if you can check it out again, there's a study out there, the people who are using a lot of TikTok, they had a lot of issues after that. Like, for example, they showed a lower willpower, what's it called? Like attention, like ADD basically started to show those kind of symptoms, attention deficit disorder from using TikTok. And that also goes for YouTube Shorts and also Instagram Reels, so be careful, but it's not quite as intense as TikTok. So basically those are the reasons I just don't really like TikTok as an app, and I don't personally use it. But if you do, that's totally your call. I mean, you're an adult. Well, I hope you are anyway. If you're not an adult, if you're younger than, I don't know, if you're in your teens, like early teens, I'd say delete TikTok. It will probably do you a world of good. If you're an adult, then that's your call. If you want to get into that, then that's your call. But I think for teenagers and younger, it's a potentially very harmful app, and that's something that could really cause some damage that might last a little bit, longer. But if you're an adult, I feel like we've kind of already developed enough to be able to handle this kind of stuff. Yeah. Hey, I'm no psychotherapist or whatever, so take everything I say with a grain of salt. Okay, guys, these are my opinions. So there you go. I've rambled on my conspiracy theorist TikTok. But in all honesty, though, you can go on YouTube where we are now, and you can go and look at it. TikTok, the dark side of TikTok, I think it was called. There's a couple of videos of people exposing all this stuff, and then there's some articles as well, and there's studies, like I said, as well. So there's a lot of stuff out there. Oh yeah, Dave is talking about Piers Morgan. He wouldn't allow you to do that initial concept of why you were there. He'd just steamroll you like he does everyone. Well, yeah, that's the problem, right? So I'd have to have, with Piers Morgan, like a step one idea. Like, okay, I'm going to try this one. And then if that didn't work, I'd have to have a backup plan. But you're totally right. Yeah, he probably would do that. He probably would do that because he's Piers Morgan. That's what he does, right? You guys just debating someone in here. This person's welcome to ask questions by anyone. Even if you're a troll or you're an anti-vegan, just ask a sensible question and I'll answer you. No problem at all. Oh, I'm catching up now on your comments here. Keep them coming, by the way. As they come, as there's a lot of them. As I said, the best way to do it is to super chat or use the Streamlabs tip to send a comment, because then I'll definitely catch it. But I'm gonna keep looking and see what else you guys been saying. Okay, Kanishk asks, is there any country where where meat is banned, or is there any rule regarding that? There's only, from my understanding, there's only one place, maybe two places in the world where meat is banned. One of them, I believe, is in India, as a village in India, and another one somewhere else. I can't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, that's it. Just where they ban meat. Yeah, I think that's one in India. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. That's it. What else we got here? Mark Ross, what's up, man? What's your opinion on holding already dead animals for National Animal Rights Day? That's an interesting question, and I don't think I've spoken out I've not been very vocal on this one, but I do have an opinion on it, and I'm definitely not for it. I don't stand by it. To me, for me, veganism, a lot of it is based on the idea of leave animals alone. Don't use animals. You can do something else. There are alternatives. So stop using them. And then people say, but it doesn't hurt them. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it hurts them or not. To me, it's the point of you're using them for your own gain against their will. So just, don't do it, right? Don't use animals. Don't use animals. Find another way. That's what I want. That's the world I want to be in, where we look at an animal, we say, I could use them for, no, I'm not going to use them. They have their own shit to deal with. I'm going to do something else. I'm going to find something. That's the world I want to see, right? So when I see an activist holding an animal for a purpose, for their own purpose, I say, how am I then supposed to go and talk to somebody and say, yeah, but we can find alternatives, when they could say, well, you use animals. Why can't I eat a dead animal, but you can use one for a protest? And the argument back I've heard is, well, we're using them for a protest that's going to benefit them, though. But that's that you don't get to define who can and who can't use animals. This is where we get accused of having this kind of God complex. We get to decide when it's okay and when it's not. Well, why don't I feel? I personally stick to the solid rule of no, just don't use them, whether it's for a protest or not. And this goes for live animals too. Now there's some gray areas here. If you have imagine you have a goat, right, and this goat has been raised as a dog. And they love going out for walks, and they've spent a lot of time in the city. They're always with you. And then there's an animal rights protest, and you know the goat's totally cool with the sound and noise and the people, and because the goat has been raised like that, and it's a city goat, right? Take the goat to the protest. That's fine, and show people, hey, look the goat, because it makes sense, because you're not, the goat does this stuff anyway. But I feel like if you go and grab a goat from a sanctuary, drag them to a protest, no, that's not. I'm not behind that at all. I really don't support that. So that's my views on that. However, I do support the NARD, and a lot of the NARD groups have actually done their actions without animals, and I think that's great. And I know some people who've previously worked in NARD and who still do work in NARD, and yeah, I will work with them as long as they don't do that. That's my kind of. It's a breaker for me. It's a deal breaker. So if they invite me to speak. My first question is, are you going to do that? And if the answer is yes, it's not my vibe, but I will come and I'll check it out and I'll do outreach with people and stuff like that. But I'm not going to talk and stuff at this because I don't want to be involved in this protest. I can come on the outskirts, do my own thing, film and stuff. I would never boycott them or something like that. But this specific part of it, I don't want to be like a face of that. So hope that answers your question, Mark. Okay. Yeah, Mark says, my group had a big discussion about it, and overall we decided not to. I can see why. I can absolutely see why. Yeah. Thanks for the question. A good question, man. Robin says, lol, TikTok just makes people more stupid than they already are. I 100% agree. And I was one of those people. Don't get me wrong. I was addicted to TikTok, and I felt my brain cells dying every time I opened it. But that's the point. It's completely mindless, numbing nonsense, isn't it? And the more you do it, it gets more addictive because it kills off your brain cells. There's no doubt about it. Ravana says, do you know the Jain religion? I think it's one of the best religion in the world when it comes to treating animals. By the way, I'm not from that religion. So, yeah. So Jains, unfortunately, like every other religion, every other mass religion, are just as hypocritical as the next one, unfortunately. Jains will defend dairy so hard, and the dairy industry, and they'll make all these excuses. Now, there have been exceptions. I can show you an exception, actually. Let's pull this up. So I met some Jains when I was working in India, and we showed them some clips from the dairy industry, and I won't ruin the surprise, or I won't spoil it. You can see their reaction. I just need to change this. Hey, I'll show you the reaction for this. Hold up. I just need to, for some reason, right, I don't know what's going on here. Instagram, when I open it on the browser, it opens in the light mode, and it's just so bright and horrible. So I get it in dark mode. Let's show you these Jains. I'm going to have to go back sometime. But yeah, I did meet a lot of Jains in India. And most of the time they were arguing in favor of the dairy industry, unfortunately, and it was quite difficult to get through, just the same as it's difficult to get through to anyone when they start bringing up religious excuses, because Jains have this idea of the milk being holy, unfortunately, and the cow being holy. And that's quite a difficult thing to get past without, they lock up, they get offended and lock up, and then that's game over at that point when it comes to religion. I've had that a lot. Yeah, you cross that line, and then they just, how dare you say my religion's bad or whatever. And it's like, no, not your religion. All religion's bad. But you can't say that. Can't say that at the moment. Okay, it must be coming up soon. I'm just literally scrolling. I'll let you in on the action. I'm scrolling through my Instagram right now to try and find this. Back when I had a man bun. We're going back that far, huh? It's got to be around here. It's got to be around here. Back in the day, there it is. All right, let's crack it on. Oh, why is it tiny? Hey, shush. What's going on here? Let's make it big. No? There we go. Is that big enough? Ah, you can see that. That's fine. All right, let's try and get the sound on then.
Locals from Surat here. They've just come across the Cube of Truth, and they're going to tell us what they think and what they saw. So, tell us, what did you see? What did you see on the video?
How it's made, how it got pregnant, how is cow milk, that cow, small kids are being treated. We have never seen this, but seeing this video, our mind has changed. We are looking to replace milk with some other item, and we should find a new, better way, and we should protect cow.
They saw the video that we were showing of the dairy industry in India. We didn't even talk too much with them. They just came over and said, we've seen the video and now we think we want to leave milk. It's amazing how powerful these videos can be.
Say no to cow milk. Say no to cow milk. Say no to harm.
Say no to harm.
And this one, please.
Do no harm. And the himsa. No, thank you so much. We've got some.
So that was pretty cool. That was a pretty cool moment. And I've got, I've got the word ahimsa tattooed on me. And once I showed them that, that's a big part of the Jain religion, ahimsa, which means compassion and non-violence to all beings. So yeah, these guys were great. They were young. They were open-minded. They were interested. As I said in the video, they just walked over to me and said, we saw the video. We don't want to drink milk anymore. There was no outreach. It was boom, boom. So yeah, it can be like that. And Jains can be like that. But I guess the older you get, the more older people in that religion, it's more, as it is in general, across all religion, across all cultures, older people tend to be more stubborn, set in their ways. And I guess, and I guess that could be the case for some young Jains too. Actually, I did debate a younger Jain guy at a temple too. And he was very, very worked up, let's say. I say debate because he was angry and wanted to kind of argue with me as opposed to have a discussion. So yeah, it depends. It totally depends. But yeah, it's hard for me to say that Jain would be one of the best when, in my experience, there's great experience like that. But I've also had a similar experience with Mormons and Christians who've just said, "Oh my God, I didn't know, I'm going to change," and then the opposite also. So I think all religion is equally difficult. With some of them potentially being slightly more difficult, some of them being slightly less. Jains would be the slightly less difficult religion to talk to people about veganism, I would say. Thank you for the comment. Great comment. Great question. What else we got? Let's have a look. Okay. Robin says, fuck all religions. Yeah. Gotta say, I'm definitely on a little bit on, well, definitely not on that boat. Oh yeah, Mers is talking about TikTok. It's just rewarding low attention. I doubt it's permanent. Yeah, I guess you were talking about TikTok though. So Simon says, is TikTok causing that to people, or is it more likely to attract people that already have those tendencies? I agree that for younger people, it might cause the impact though. Well, both. Both, absolutely. People who already have those tendencies to just scroll, TikTok is great for that. And it will take somebody who already has those issues, like attention deficit issues and low willpower, and it'll make it 10 times worse. TikTok appeals to the absolute worst of us, the worst nature that we have. It puts videos up of people fighting and people getting hurt and car crashes and whatnot, stuff like that. And it puts videos up of people who are clearly suffering with whatever and puts them up for entertainment. And then we can't help but turn away from car crashes. And with TikTok, it's just one after another, after another, after another. So if you already had those types of issues, they get worse. And if you didn't have them, guess what? You're going to have them after using TikTok for a couple of months. So absolutely both, mate. Yeah, good question. Simon, I'm no psycho. Did I say I'm not a psycho? Did I say that? I don't think that's true. I am. No, I'm not a psycho. Hold up. I'm still catching up with you guys now. Keep them up, guys. Keep the comments up. I'm going through them. And remember, if you want me to jump to your comment, just like DR Rules just made a tip. Thank you so much on Streamlabs. Are vegans talking about wildlife intervention hurting the movement? Shouldn't vegans be focused on ending animal use and exploitation instead? Shouldn't we oppose those movements? Are vegans talking? No, vegans aren't. Okay, yeah, I get it now. I'll put it back up because I didn't get it. No, I don't think vegans are talking about that so much. Like, I'm not. I've made a decision to just not talk about it at all on this channel, because in the past I've noticed that there are certain groups within the spaces that talk about this, and they're really, really hostile, and it's a waste of my time to deal with those people when I don't want to have that discussion. I'm not interested in that discussion, and I'm not interested in debating hostile people on that topic. So for me, it's just, I'm not interested in it whatsoever. I don't think it's that big of a thing that it requires to be debunked or to be argued at. I think these conversations are predominantly happening in like spaces where it's not the mainstream. And I don't know, maybe one day it will enter the mainstream. Maybe one day it's going to be a big thing that gets spoken about, and then we'll all have an opinion on it. But until then, I think I'm happy to just not. I'm not interested in the conversation. That's pretty much it. Thank you for the tip though, and yeah, apologies if you wanted something a bit stronger there, but from my experience, I just think that we've got other things we can talk about, and I'm not interested in getting into that, to be honest with you. And I'd recommend, yeah, for yourself as well on that point, if it's bothering you, seeing people talk about it and stuff. I mean, I don't think it's worth getting into. I don't think it's worth engaging with people getting into that. Just go and focus on something else. Focus on something that you think will do more good to talk about, and that could help animals or help people go vegan. I think that's a better way of focusing your energy as opposed to debating people on this topic. So that's what I choose to do anyway. I'm practicing what I preach, right? So you could go down my road if you feel that would help you. Wise M89 says, is the big documentary about Europe you mentioned a long while ago still on the table? I will take a vow of silence on this, which should give you the answer you need. Thank you for the question, though. What else we got? Keep the questions coming, guys. These are some great questions, by the way. Simon asks about using animals. Is it against their will if they're already dead? It's arguable that it's not someone anymore. No, I understand. That's not earlier on we were talking about using animals for protest and blah, blah, blah. It's not necessarily that it is with or against their will. It's that you're using an animal when you're telling other people don't use animals. You're telling people you shouldn't use animals for this. You shouldn't use animals for that. I'm going to use this animal for this. Why do you get to and they don't? Well, I'm doing it to help. Well, you're still using them. The same as I said earlier, you know, that's where I stand on this. But it's a good question. It's a good point. And this is what I mean. It's a debate. I stand on one side of it, and I could be convinced to go to the other side. But so far, I've not seen anything that convinced me. What else we got? Anything good? you guys all debating. Hey, Mark says, yeah, thanks and very much agreed. Awesome, dude. I'm a little bit behind. No, Mersey, there's no hamsters powering my computer, at least not that I know of. It'd be pretty difficult to fit them in a MacBook. What's this? And now, if animals are unconscious when killed, then they are not considered sentient. Right, so all I've got to do to kill you and get away with it is knock you out. Think about what you're saying, man. Carnus must use a lot of TikTok. I think you're definitely right on that one. Hey. Yeah, Mersey. Murder's okay as long as asleep, though. That's. I'm glad we're on the same wavelength, you and I. Hilarious. Yeah, I would like anyone to name me just one religion in India that respects life. Well, not just in India, in the whole world. Name one religion that actually respects life and is consistent. I'd be interested in that. Good one, Cherry. You guys coming out with all the good stuff today. This is great. I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying getting into all of your questions. Having a lot of fun here. I'm seeing a lot of trolls arguing amongst the comments section, but none of them are asking a question. What question exactly is there here, guys? I'm happy to answer an anti-vegan troll question, but I need an actual question. You can't just make statements. I'll answer you if you actually have a question that's sensible. I believe if animals are treated well and then killed unconscious, I think then that's okay. Again, mate, so you're saying that's okay for you too, is it? Or if you have a dog at your home, if I come out, knock them out and kill them, that's okay, is it? Think about what you're saying, Ananya. It doesn't make any sense. And it's actually kind of messed up. Do you hold that for people too? Like, for example, would you hurt somebody as long as they're unconscious? Would you take advantage of somebody? Do you see what I'm getting at here? As long as they're unconscious. Do you see what this leads to? There are people like you in the world that do this to other people while they're unconscious. They do things to them when unconscious because they think, oh, they're unconscious. It's fair game. That's you right now. You're one of those people. Do you know how sick that is, man? Come on, think about it. Come on now. Hey. This is what a disgusting way of seeing things. And look, Ananya, I don't know if you're trolling or if you're being serious, but if you are being serious, that's really, wow, that's really no good. Really, really no good. There's lots of trolls, but it's there's no questions. It's disappointing. The trolls are all clogging it up. Oh, I see some good ones now. Okay. Oh, cool. We got a super chat. Thank you so much to Joseph. Thank you, mate. How do you maintain friendships with folks who know what's going on but just don't care? I'm having a hard time keeping friendships with non-vegans. Great question, and I've got an answer that might help you. So I've got non-vegan friends as well, and I went through a stage. I'm glad you asked this question, actually. I was thinking about this earlier. So I went through a pretty bad stage of my life over the last couple of years. So I went hardcore into the animal rights and vegan world, and I wasn't hating on non-vegan and meat eaters, but I was not happy with them. I didn't want to hang out. I didn't want to talk with them. And it was pretty bad for a little while. And I realized that it was bad, and I kind of started to come out of it. But around the same time this was happening, I also had a fallout with a good friend of mine, a good vegan friend of mine who I spoke to a lot. He was the main person I spoke to like every day, and we had a disagreement. It was quite a severe disagreement, and we just stopped talking to each other, right? So I ended up with no close vegan friends and no non-vegan friends. So I basically ended up with just kind of talking to acquaintances from time to time, and I had no real close friendship for a while. And that was a position I'd put myself in. And I got used to it. I toughened up to it. I became a bit of a loner. And I was still on here. You know, I did my live streams and stuff, and I enjoyed interacting with all you guys, and this helped. But ultimately, in my private life, I was feeling quite like, oh, I feel quite isolated here. And then, so that was a lesson for me to basically not put all your eggs in one basket. Not put all your vegan eggs in one basket, or you're just eggs, or they're not vegan. But yeah, not all your vegan eggs in one basket, right? And to realize that it's important to stay connected with the people you grew up with, regardless of whether they're vegan or not. So what I actually did, and by the way, the things have changed now, and things are a lot better now, and I made some specific moves to sort this out. And one of these moves was to reach out to the people I'd kind of left behind and say, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have left you behind. That was a mistake. And I reconnected. We went back to England. We hung out. Now we're in contact, and everything's cool. And people I'd known for like 10 years, I'm still friends with them. Now, how do I stay friends with them, as you asked, without this stuff bothering me? So the way I see it, and what's helped me is wearing different hats. Sometimes literally, sometimes metaphorically. So I have one hat at the minute for when I'm working on this project, this private project, which requires me to be very focused very serious. It's very sad. It's very damaging, mentally damaging to me to do what I'm doing in this private project. It's very harmful to my headspace as seeing what I'm seeing. So I have one hat when I'm doing that. I come home and I have another hat for when I'm dealing with you guys. Not dealing with, but you know, when I'm interacting with you guys and this world, David Rams and the podcast, and this is like a different hat, different attitude, not different person, but different energy. I have to leave the other stuff behind to come here and do this. Compartmentalize, you could call it. I do the same thing with my non-vegan friends. Different hat. There are lines I will not allow to be crossed. There are lines that I will protest. I'll say, no, that this is too far. And for example, when one of my acquaintances was eating meat in front of me, and as a couple of them were, and at the time I kind of bitched out, I pussied out, didn't say anything. I wish I'd have said something. But my closest non-vegan friends would never do that, because we all understand each other, and that's my, you know, that's where I draw the line with these guys. And as long as they don't cross it, we never have to talk about our personal lives when it comes to like that stuff. And that is good for me, because the thing is, and good for you as well, because the thing is, your entire life cannot be about veganism. You will burn out quickly. You need to have genuine release, social time with people you grew up with, where you don't sit and talk about the horrors of animal agriculture and talk about veganism. So that's how I handle it. When I go to see these friends that are not vegan, I'm wearing the hat of, I'm here to socialize, I'm here to bond, I'm here to get myself some energy so I can go back to work again. So I can do the important work when I have that hat on again, because that hat goes on very quickly. The social time it's barely there. But when it's there, it needs to be social time. It cannot be work time. I cannot be fighting for the animals 24/7. There has to be some kind of gap where you just recover and spend some. So that's how I see it. Joseph, I hope that helps you, mate. This concept of different hats for different situations is really helping me deal with the non-vegan world, as well as the hardcore stuff we're doing in private, which you'll see in a year or so the results of, and the YouTube. This really helps me. So that's my advice for anyone who's dealing with similar stuff. Because also one more thing on that, aside from the social aspect of you recovering with the social stuff, there is the other aspect of you telling your friends to go vegan and why very rarely actually works out. Usually they get annoyed at you because they're not there to be lectured to by a friend. So it's not like it would even, it's not like you're missing all these opportunities. It's not necessarily the case. If they're connected to you on social media, they'll see your posts. But getting into it face to face, it can be very rough, and it can mess up friendships. And then with no friendships, you end up isolated. It's not what you want. I hope that answered your question, mate. Thank you for it. Great question. You guys are doing really good today, pumping out some awesome questions. Andre's asking, what would be the best vegan delivery app? I have no idea. There are apps that have vegan food on them. Like if you're in Europe, there's Wolt or Volt, W-O-L-T. You just search vegan. Here in Turkey, there's Yemek Sepeti that we use, and you just put vegan in, and this. But I don't know about specifically vegan delivery app. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. It'd be country specific, mate. Best to just Google it and see what's coming up, or go in your local vegan groups on Facebook and see what they say. Simon's asking question. Old Architects versus New Architects, opinion on the new album. I was wearing my Architects t-shirt earlier, actually. I switched to this one, actually, because, as you guys know, this is my cool veganism and justice for animals Metallica inspired t-shirt. And by the way, guys, on this t-shirt, it's available on the website, davidrams.com. And the last delivery for America has already passed, so you can't get them before Christmas now. But for almost everywhere else, I think Europe and UK definitely, you can still order and get it before Christmas. So buy someone a nice Metallica-inspired vegan T-shirt for Christmas. It'd be amazing. And there's another one on there too, another Metallica-inspired one based on the album Kill 'Em All, which is a really cool T-shirt. I'll answer your question in a minute, but actually, I'm going to show you guys the T-shirts. Because I'm pumped about them. I really am. So davidrams.com. Let's have a look. T-shirts. Yeah, this is the new one I made. So here it is. It says veganism, save them all. And it's got the bolt cutters. I made this bit myself. I made all of it myself, apart from obviously the original design was Metallica's, but yeah, shh, don't say anything. And then the back, it's got Veganism Save More, and it's got the track list, but it's got documentaries instead. Dominion, Forks Over Knives, Earthlings, Game Changers, Seaspiracy, Go Vegan. And down here, it's got some text as well, which I can't really see right now. I can't remember what I wrote, but wait. Animal agriculture tortures and kills animals for your pleasure and convenience. Animal agriculture is destroying the planet. Animal agriculture is a... Fuck's sake. Get back here. Animal agriculture is a... I cannot remember what I wrote there. Just it's basically some points about it, and it says go vegan, and I really like this one. I think it looks really cool. And the other one that I'm wearing, this is here, and again it has it's got the injustice for animals and the this kind of design, and then on the back it's got the track list again and the same text there, but in yellow this time. I think these are really cool. So get over there, davidrams.com. And yeah, so here's the stuff about deliveries. So you can get it. What are these? Okay, Europe and UK, you can get it before. You have to order by these dates. So 16th is the next cutoff. That's the cutoff for Europe. 15th is the UK cutoff. And then after that, you got to pay more like FedEx in UK. Sorry, FedEx and priority and first class and stuff like that. Exciting stuff, guys. Get over there and pick one up. All right. So we're back to Simon's question. So old architects are a band, by the way, vegan band, all vegan band, and they play metalcore, really good stuff. Old Architects is obviously the best, and the new album is good. I like it. It's very different. I'm not binging it, so that tells you something. I'm not crazy about it. I'm not binging it like I did other albums, but maybe it's just sometimes it's a bit of a curve for me. Sometimes it takes me a little bit of time. I'm just like, it's pretty good, and then I'm like, oh no, it's amazing, and I listen to it constantly. That's how I work with music. So yeah, check him out, guys. Though, well, and Sam Carter, the singer for Architects, check him out on Twitter. He's always posting animal rights stuff, which is amazing because they're a big band. They're like the biggest band in metalcore right now, and he's constantly posting about animal rights. So that's really cool. Wessex contributed £5. Thank you so much, and says, interesting fact, mushrooms are fungi, not plants, as they have to eat other organisms to survive and can't produce food from sunlight. Okay, cool. Thanks, Wessex. Appreciate that information. That is an interesting fact about mushrooms. And thank you for the super chat. Plant Powered says, hello, do you have a favorite structure for your street outreach? Yeah, of course. So for me, the first question is always going to be, have you seen anything like this before when they're watching the TV with what's going on to the animals on the TV? Have you seen anything like that before? If they say no, I usually am shocked. I'm like, really? And this is true. I'm shocked. I don't plan this out like meticulously, but this is generally how I talk to people. So say, oh, really? Like you never seen it on Facebook or anything? No. Wow. Okay. Well, I'm happy that you've never, because it's horrible, isn't it? I mean, I wouldn't want to see this either. What do you think's going on here? And if they say I have seen it, I say, where have you seen it? So I just try to get a lot of information early on, and what do you think's going on? Like what did you see? I say, what did you see, or what do you think's going on? I say, oh, I saw this stuff with the chickens. Do you know what it is? No. Okay. Well, what? Any idea? No. What do you think it could be? Oh, I don't know. Is it for meat? Yeah. This is the. Oh no. That's actually milk. And you explain. It's always important, I think, as a general structure, is find out what they know or what they don't know, and really establish that before you ever give any answers. Because I think is a mistake that a lot of us make is we assume they know nothing and we start lecturing them. It's like they probably know everything and if you push as well. So if you say something like, what do you think this is? And they say, I don't know. Rather than just saying, well, it's this, you can say, really? No idea? Well, have a guess. What do you think it could be? They know what it is. They just don't want to tell you because not everybody's good at talking to strangers. So, you sure? Oh, I mean, I don't know. What is it like? Is it like meat? Yeah. Good guess. Well done. Give a pat, not a literal pat on the back, but like a metaphor, metaphorical pat on the back. It makes people feel good. They'll start talking more. So that's how the structure begins there. Lots of questions, open-ended questions, ideally. What, where, how, why, when. avoiding why if you can, because why tends to make people feel like they're being judged. So how, what, where, and when are great. And why, if you're talking about somebody else, is good. Like, why do you think they're doing that? Good question. So establish what they know, establish what they don't know, guide them to understand what they don't know. Do this for a while, leading to the end point, which is where we get to, what do you think we can do about it? You don't like it, I don't like it. What can we do? Well, I guess we could, I don't know, can we make it better for them? Well, what would that be? I don't know. Me neither. I mean, how much better could it be? They're still getting killed. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. So what could we do? I guess we don't kill them. Well, that's an option. I think that's a great option, right? What can we eat instead? Can you be healthy without this? Yeah. You already know you can. Yeah, I do know. So what's stopping you from doing it? I don't know. This tends to be how it goes. And then it concludes with what's holding you back, and you get into that, and then excuses start to come. And so hopefully that helped you. That's kind of my structure. So to put this in the most simplistic terms, establish what they do or don't know. After that, I would try to talk about how they feel about what they're seeing. How does it make you feel? And then spend some time here, and then move on to the solution. What could you do about it, do you think? Right? Well, why are they doing it? What could you do about it? And then what's holding you back from changing? And then, okay, well, here's some resources. That's the structure I tend to go for. It's very simple when you explain it like that, but in real life, you'll see. It can go all over the place, but that's what I really try and stick to. I hope that helps you. Do you agree with bivalve veganism? I don't eat bivalves. I'm not interested in eating bivalves. Currently, as far as I know, there's no evidence to say that they're sentient. So if people want to eat them and call themselves vegan, I think it's something that, at the moment, I don't think it's worth debating. I think it's at the bottom of a very, very long list of things that we should try to figure out and sort out and act on. So that's where I stand on it. Yeah. I'm indifferent on this topic. Thanks for the question, Olawali Blue. Wowza. Loads of good questions today, guys. I'm still pumped about this. This has been really cool. We have a question from an actual question from a troll. Why drinking milk and eating honey bad? They can produce more. That's a good point. They can produce more, but you got to think about the process and what's going on. So we'll start with milk, right? Cows are not just making milk randomly, just the same way your mum isn't. Your mum only makes milk from her boobs when she is pregnant, later pregnancy, or has had the baby already. Well, that's because she's a mammal. We're mammals. So are cows. So cows are producing milk when they are pregnant, when they've had a baby. So how do you get them pregnant? Do the farmers sit around and wait? No, they don't sit around and wait. They tie them up or put them in a metal thing and tie them up with chains, shove their arms inside them, one arm up their ass, lift the cervix, inject bull sperm into them, and guess where they get the sperm? Yeah, they jack off a bull. They wank off a bull. I'm not joking. This is what they do. All right, this is legit. So think about that. That's all kind of messed up, right? This is animal abuse on both parts. So that's the first thing they do. Then cow has a baby, has the calf. Take the calf away because calf is drinking the milk. They can't have that. They're going to sell the milk because you want to drink it. So take the calf away. What if the calf's a boy? What's the dairy industry going to do with a boy calf? They're useless. Send them to the meat industry. Dead. Right. Cool. What about if the cow is a girl cow, female? Oh, that's great. Great. We'll wait till she's older and we'll do the exact same thing to her. Shove our arms inside her, get her pregnant too, keep doing it over and over again. When does it end? What happens? Well, they get older, a little bit older, and they stop producing milk or produce less milk. Where do they go? Slaughterhouse to have their throats slit. That's the milk industry. Honey industry, bee industry, believe it or not, works in a similar way. They also artificially inseminate bees, which is insane. They do the same. That's what I just described to you. It's artificial insemination. They do this stuff with bees as well. They rip the queen's wings off so she can't get away. She can't escape, which is sick. And also seasonally they burn the bees too, as it's as far I don't know exactly why they do this. Let me just quickly Google it. I think it was something to do with it being more cost effective to just burn them as opposed to looking after them or something like that. I've not looked into this in a while, but basically the artificial insemination stuff was enough to not do it. But okay, here it is. Yeah, this is from 2022, June 30th, 2022. I'll show you here. Okay, so what they're doing to save its honey industry, Australia is killing bees by the millions. Australia is the only major honey producing country that has so far managed to contain the spread of mite fatal to bees. The distinction is now in peril. So they're pouring gasoline into beehives and then burning the hives out because they've got some kind of parasite or whatever. So this is okay. So that's the bee industry. That's the honey industry. So that's what's wrong with it. So just don't do it. You don't need dairy milk because you're not breastfeeding. You don't need to breastfeed as a human, or especially as an adult human. You don't need to breastfeed from a bloody cow, and you don't need honey for anything either. Just eat something else, mate. That's it. Hope that helped you. Sumed asks, what is your diet? What do you eat as a vegan every day for breakfast, for lunch, for dinner? So at the minute, my diet goes in the morning. I have some granola and juice as well. We have juice and granola, like fresh juice because we have like a juicer because we're cool like that. For lunch, I would have, it depends really. Lunch today was some veggies, some tofu, some noodles, and some sushi. I sound so rich. It's not. It's quite cheap here. That was like a special occasion. We don't do that every day. I'm going to give you today, and then I'll tell you like other stuff. And then what else today? Dinner. What do we have today? I don't think I've had dinner yet. No, I had a late lunch, so I'll have dinner after this. So then what would I normally eat? So the stuff I normally eat for lunches, it could be pasta, could be sandwiches, could be, what else do I have? Pasta sandwiches, like bowls, rice bowls and stuff like that, like rice with stuff and like different veggies, different like some tofu, maybe something along those lines, some tahini. I like tahini a lot. Wraps, I love wraps. I like beans and rice in a wrap, Mexican stuff. There's a place down the road here. They got really cheap vegan food. So we get these she makes her own little vegan burger patties made out of different vegetables like chickpeas and stuff. They're really, really good. So I have that a lot. And it's cheap. It's almost as cheap as going buying food and cooking at home because it's what it's like in Turkey with these smaller places. It's awesome. I'm big on potatoes, love potatoes, like making my own fries, roast potatoes, stuff like that. Pasta, spaghetti. My partner Annie, she makes really good creamy spaghetti with mushrooms. And what else did we have in it the other day? It was really good. There was like tofu in it, like smoked tofu. I have quite a bit of tofu. You can see from the man boobs that come from. Just kidding. There's a lot of misinformation around tofu, guys. It's fine. And that's it. Yeah, it's probably along those lines. I wouldn't say I have the healthiest diet, but I feel all right. I'm quite active, going out for. I'm trying to do this 10,000 steps a day right now, and I'm doing all right with that. I've been doing that for a little bit. I was playing touch American football every week for a little bit. I'll get back into that again when the season comes around. Traveling quite a lot, working hard, and I've got energy for it all. So although I'm not the healthiest, what I've just described to you is doing fine for someone like me, not at like some elite level or something. I think if I wanted to step it up and try and like bodybuild, I'd need to step everything up. I'd need to up all the calories and up everything and be a bit more specific and defined with what I'm eating, but so would anyone, right? So I hope that answers the question. Thanks for that, Sumed. Mommy's milk is for babies, race lever. That is 100% true. That is true. Good questions today, guys. I am enjoying this. Oh, how's that for ASMR? The microphone's right here, so you can probably hear all that. Did I take his comment down, or did I just get stuck? I just got stuck. Weird. Oh my God. When you guys are just like fighting with each other in the comments, it's hard for me to find the questions. David doesn't have any vegan friends. Of course I do. I'm just talking about, you know, I've got a lot of vegan acquaintances and not so many like friends, you know. But now I do. I'm just talking about there was a time when I didn't, as I was discussing earlier. Is gold vegan? I assume yes. I don't know. Should it not be? Am I about to learn a new horrible? You know, I learn this kind of stuff every day. But is there something about gold that's wrong? Let me know, Andre. Another comment about my. I've told you my food now, so I'm very behind, guys. I'm trying to like come forward. Oh, plant powered. Are you going to vegan camp out this year? I'm not only going to the vegan camp out, I'm talking at the vegan camp out. I'll be doing a speech on the activism tent and the activism stage, and I'll give you a little bit of an insight, a little bit of a what's it called? I'm gonna burp 1 minute. What's it called when you like reveal before you're supposed to reveal? Whatever, sneaky behind the scenes thing that I'm gonna be doing a talk that is gonna combine like jokiness, comedy, and being a bit silly with activism. Basically, what I do on YouTube, I'm going to try and bring that over to the camp out. So that's quite exciting. So yeah, I'll be there. I'll be giving a talk. I'll hopefully see you there, Plant Powered. Come say hi. Julie says, I have that shirt and more. Quality's amazing. See that? Got the recommendation from Julie. Thank you so much. Awesome that you picked some of those up. And Simon says, it's a great t-shirt. I swear he didn't pay me to say this. I didn't pay you to say this. Honestly, definitely didn't. Sherry says, thank you, David, for sharing your explanation about friendships with anti-vegans. It's not easy wearing that other hat without feeling contempt. Absolutely. It can be really tough, but for your mental health, it's definitely necessary. Monica asks, are there any pure vegan communities where no money gets misused into animal products? The closest I've ever seen to this, and I have no reason to believe that it's not, I'm saying the closest because you never know, really never know, but Sadhana Forest in India is a community where the people who are funding it, or at least some of the people who are funding it, especially the people who fund the cow park, because they have a cow Goshala there, basically, where they have cows who've been rescued and they look after them. The people who give money to look after those cows give it on the condition that no 1 cent of that money goes towards the cows providing something for the people. So, for example, the cow's poo, right? They are not allowed to use the cow poo for fertilization for human food. They're only allowed to use the cow poo to fertilize cow food. So that's pretty consistent, right? It's pretty cool. So that would be the place I would say, only place where I've seen that, and that's Sadhana Forest in India. Highly recommend you to go check it out. It's an amazing place, and I spent 3 weeks there, and it was really, really cool. So yeah, check it out, guys. Wessex, thank you for the super chat. It says, thoughts on palm oil. Also keep up the good work. Thank you so much. Thoughts on palm oil. So of course, I've seen everything you've seen with the orangutans and the destruction of the forest and the rainforest. And on the other side of the debate, I've seen that palm oil is actually it has the biggest yield, in the sense that all the oils are bad, and they claim, but actually palm oil has the best land use to oil produced ratio. So that made me start to like not really know what to think. And the way I operate on this is I don't specifically look for like and try to not buy palm oil necessarily, but honestly, when I'm reading ingredients and stuff that I buy, I very, very rarely see it anyway. And if I could find and if I have two options, one with, one without, I choose the one without. And I kind of do avoid it because of the stuff I saw with the orangutans, and I want to err on the side of caution. But I'll be totally honest with you that I've not looked deep enough into it to tell you the definitive answer on this topic. It seems like many things to be quite nuanced, because like I said, there are some people arguing that actually it's a very efficient oil compared to other oils. So if land use is the main thing and destruction of wildlife is your main focus, you should be using sustainable palm oil because it has a bigger yield. Of course, sustainable palm oil being the main point here, not the other stuff. So yeah, I think that's where I stand on that. As I said, I've not really thought too much into it, but I do subconsciously make these efforts when I'm out, when I look at the ingredients and stuff. Thanks for the question. Good one. Great question. I'm open to be having my mind changed, by the way, on a lot of the things that come up. I'll when I'm not sure, that's what I'm telling you. Like, yeah, you know, I'm happy to hear what you've got to say if you've got something for me to look at. That's a cool t-shirt. It is a cool t-shirt. Thank you. Guys, listen, if you have questions, and I don't spam the chat with the same question over and over again, please, because it's just kind of like, it's kind of lame. If you're really that desperate to get it answered, it will cost you $1 to just put it in a super chat or a Streamlabs tip, and then you don't need to repeat it over and over again, and it's a guarantee that I'll answer it. So I think it just makes sense, you know. Of course, I would say that, but you're supporting my work if you do that. So it's a win-win. Apart from if your comment's a stupid comment, you know, like the one that I keep seeing over and over again from the troll in the chat, and maybe, you know, you could pay if you wanted to. I would answer it, but just I kind of have to because I've already committed to that, right? Right, where are you guys up to? I've already answered that question, but obviously I'm behind. Jan, absolutely. I'll be at Vegan Camp Out and I'll be speaking. Thanks for the question. Excited. Nick asks, what is your opinion about museums displaying skeletons of animals that died out thousands or millions of years ago? Is it a violation of their freedom, or is there a time limit after which it's irrelevant? Nick, asking the real tough questions. I don't know. I mean, it's a weird one, isn't it? With that, because it's tough because it's on the same topic that we got into earlier with the kind of the use of dead animals by activists, and kind of how that gives the wrong message, because we're also saying don't use dead animals to people, don't use animals at all, and then a museum doing it. Wait, displaying skeletons of animals that died out. So not. It's a good point, and it brings. You're right. Is there a time limit after which it's irrelevant? I suppose there is. I suppose the big key difference is here is that the animals that are being dug up are not being bred into existence to be killed for food and stuff. So I guess the context is a bit different. When we're looking at this, we're looking at history. We're looking at some animal that was not here before. The same way we dig a human skeleton up and they put it on display because it's like, wow, look how different they were, and it's educational. So I think there's a bit of a difference there in the context. On the spot, I can't tell you what that is, but I'll think about it. Appreciate the question. It made me think. That's cool. I like that. You guys are putting me through it. Fresh Urka Boom. Thank you so much for the 200 NOK super chat. I appreciate it. You didn't put a message though. If you meant to put a message, just put it in the main chat and I'll pick it up, because obviously it didn't come up with the super chat. All right. If you have a question, just pop it in and I'll get to you. Thank you so much for that. Legends, all you legends. Okay, we're up to, oh my goodness, what? Oh, here we go. Yeah. Keep it coming, guys. Keep it coming. We're up to, what have we got? Answer my question. Answer my question. What I eat in small town of Russia where nothing vegan in winters. Could I kill myself? Hippocrates. Hippocrates is a philosopher, a Greek philosopher. So I'm not sure what you're getting at there. What do you eat in a small town in Russia? I don't know what you eat in a small town in Russia. I'm not aware of what you have available in the small town in Russia. But Russia is a big country. There's a lot of parts of it. There's a lot of areas that probably you find it harder to get certain products and easier to get other products. You're not telling me where you live. I'm not going to research where you live live on air, but I can tell you this: if you care about animals and you agree with the logic that I'm coming out with the you have empathy, you don't want to do this to animals, and you want to eat a plant-based diet and be healthy that way and make the effort, then you'd make the effort. Like, why I can't answer this question. I'm not you. I don't live there, but there will be people who live there, or people who live close by, or people in your country who can help you, who are vegan. So it's and I suppose, you know, to find that, you could go to Facebook. You could type in vegan Russia in Russian. You could type in plant-based Russia in Russian, of course. You could find Facebook groups. You go to YouTube, type it in YouTube. What are people saying? You could go to Reddit. There'll be Russian Reddit. Find out what people are saying. There are many ways you can get this information, but I don't sit here claiming to be the fountain of knowledge for every single country on earth and every single rural part of every country on earth and how to live vegan. But I'm saying I'm here to share these thoughts and these facts about animals, and I'm trying to make you care. If you do care, you make it work. You find a way, you do the research, you learn, and I've just given you a load of ways you can do that. So yeah, you could also sign up. There's challenge22.com. That's challenge22.com. They would have people either in your country or close to your country that could help as well. So there are a lot of ways to make it work, a lot of ways to get the information that you need. Is Pikachu milk vegan? No, it's not, Simon. It's definitely not. A couple of you talking about bivalves, saying they're sentient. I mean, from the I don't know if you want to tell me like some kind of research paper that shows it, I'll check it out. But so far, the research papers I've seen on this is that they're not. Okay, so or that it's most likely not. So please, if you know one that says the opposite, let me know. Let me know. Emmanuel's asking, I've asked someone before, but I still can't figure it out. How do you start vegan activism? More so online, not much in my city. Emmanuel, you just, it depends on what you want to do. What are you good at? Are you good at talking? Are you good at editing? Are you good at making memes? Are you good at, what can you do on your computer? What do you like doing? What are you passionate about doing? That's a great place to start. If the answer's nothing, well, then you're going to have to choose something and put everything into that, learn everything you can about it. So I can tell you my personal experience was starting a YouTube. I didn't know what I was doing. I knew I could talk. I knew I was good at talking. I've always been just someone who can talk and just go on and on. So I was like, all right, I could probably do YouTube, but I don't know anything about filming myself. I don't know anything about this stuff. What did I do? YouTube. YouTube has the guides to do everything. You can learn how to make memes. You can learn how to make videos. You can learn how to, I don't know, create posters, and you can learn how to write music. You can learn how to, all the video editing programs and Photoshop and all this, free versions of Photoshop. There's so much stuff. There's so much stuff you can find just by literally searching on YouTube. So you got to firstly start out with, what do you want to do? And then go from there. You could make an Instagram. You could make a Twitter account. Twitter's fantastic right now, by the way. Guys, if you're not on Twitter and you're not using Twitter for activism, use Twitter for activism. It is amazing. And I know a lot of you probably don't like Elon Musk, but since Elon Musk took over, I've seen a very big difference in how Twitter works the way it should work. I know the censorship stuff has been a sore point for a few people, because obviously less censorship means more scumbags get more traction, but it also means we get more traction. It also means we as animal rights activists we get less restricted, we get less blocked and shadow banned, because it's now an open platform with free speech. Make the most of it. Take advantage of that. So I would recommend start a Twitter, start making animal rights posts, sharing other people's posts, making your own comments, keep them short, keep them simple, keep them easy to understand, very minimal text, just this, as fast and as straightforward as you can be with the messages that you put on there, and engage with other vegans, like their stuff, comment, stuff like that. You will grow, you will grow, you will grow. And eventually, once you've grown enough within the vegan space, Twitter will start pushing your stuff to non-vegans, and then they'll engage, which makes more non-vegans see it, then they'll engage, and then there you go. It works very well. I highly recommend. I think I made the box too big now. It's my entire face. Yeah, I highly recommend doing that on Twitter, guys. So I've been doing that. I've gone from, on Twitter, I had about, when I started it, maybe like 1,000 followers. And I have now got, no, not even like 700 followers, just literally a couple of weeks ago. Let me show you 1 minute. So I've been on Twitter for a long time, but I wasn't using it properly. I wasn't using it at all. I just used it to make memes so I could post them on Instagram, right? But now, look at that, 3,000 followers. And let me tell you, the 3,000 followers has not been from promoting it here on YouTube or Instagram, where here I've got 25,000, Instagram got 30,000. I have gained about 2,000 followers just from using Twitter and using Twitter as it's supposed to be used. These followers are not coming from other places. So if I can do that on Twitter, so can you. Post 3 times a day, every day, animal rights quotes, animal rights points, and vegan stuff every day, 3 times a day. And you will reach non-vegans 100%, and you will grow very quickly and get more and more and more influence and be able to reach more and more non-vegans. That is, if you're going to start anywhere, that is the easiest way to start. You're just literally typing up comments. You don't need to be any kind of skilled social media guy or girl to do that. Very simple stuff. So there you go. Emmanuel, give it a go. See how you find it. And drop me a follow. I'll share some of your stuff if it's good. I'll like your stuff, and then all my followers will see I liked it, and then they'll like it, and it grows and grows and grows and grows. Let's post some good stuff. Great question. Things in the Dark says, can I build muscle as a vegan? Of course you can. Of course you can. Go check out Lifting Vegan Logic. Lifting Vegan Logic. His name's Danny, YouTuber. Big, muscular dude. He built a lot of muscle as a vegan. And there's loads of vegans build muscle. There's a guy called Nimai Delgado. Let's have a look at some of these people, hey? Let's just go check them out. So we got Lifting Vegan Logic. So this is Danny. There you go. Oh, it's fucking tiny. What's going on right now? There we go. So the Danny's not tiny, but yeah, the photo was tiny. There you go. It's Danny. Muscly dude. And he is, there you go. Muscular dude, huh? So yes, you can build muscle as a vegan. You got Nimai Delgado, who's a beast.
I've been blowing through the money like
no, stop. Oh my God. Fucking music, man. That screws me over because of the the copyright stuff. Instagram doesn't have it. Okay, there we go. We got a photo. God, I hope that doesn't just get the thing banned. Great, there you go. Look at the size of the dude. He's an absolute monster, isn't he?
Here.
Right, there we go. Big dude. So yeah, it's totally, stop it. It's totally possible. Totally possible. Just got to eat big, train hard. Eat big, train hard. Definitely. Tens, thank you for the question. Tens has tipped. Thank you, Tens, and says, wait, it comes up. I'll read it out. There we go. I'm always shocked that dog-loving societies in like Western countries still allow animal testing on beagles, dogs to happen daily. Eat dogs? Bad. Stick a dog's head in a bag and let flies feed on their head? It's fine because science. You're totally right, Tens. It's an absolute disgrace. And it's a massive... the thing is, most people are against it, but they still keep doing it because although most people are against it, they don't do anything about it. They don't say anything or protest, and so progress on stopping this stuff is slow because not enough people rise up against it, unfortunately. But yeah, you're totally right. It's massively hypocritical. It's disgusting what they do to animals in these animal testing labs, and yeah, you're totally right. Frustrates me as well. We have a lot of hypocrisy and a lot of sick stuff going on. Thank you for the tip. And it was a great point, a really good statement. Andre asks, veganism, it's necessary, anti-capitalist. So I guess you're asking, do you need to be anti-capitalist? Do you need to be an anti-capitalist to be vegan? No, you don't need to be an anti-capitalist to be a vegan. Capitalism, anti-capitalism, and pro-capitalism are theories, political theories, that are both compatible with also being a vegan. Don't let people tell you it isn't. It's not true. It's a debate. It's a debate. It's a debate to be had between vegans as to which is the best way to move forward. It's not settled. There's no right and wrong on this. It's nuanced as hell. No one. People can make their best arguments as to which one would work better or whatever. But yeah, it's not necessary to be a vegan to be anti-capitalist. Thank you for the question, Andre. My album of the year. I actually quite enjoyed I Prevail's new album. I'm a bit of a sucker for the kind of teeny metalcore stuff where it's clearly not for me. I'm almost 34, I think. I forgot for a second. I don't really care anymore. So I know this kind of style of music, the way it's kind of feels like it's more for younger people, like 20-year-olds or whatever, but I still love it, to be honest. So probably that, to be honest. Thanks for the question, Simon. Tens asks, why do you think so many spiritual leaders aren't vegan or realize the horrors of the animal industry? It's because they're spiritual leaders and the mainstream spiritual leaders, that's the word, mainstream. They cannot be too controversial or they lose their entire audience. So they probably know deep down inside that they do realize the horrors of animal ag and the animal industries. But they know that if they start to talk about that, they lose everyone that supports them, or most of them. So they won't do it. So I think that's definitely a huge part of it, because you'll lose all the support. They won't be mainstream anymore. People will start to hate them. And ultimately, a lot of the mainstream spiritual leaders, maybe they started off with good intentions, but money takes over. Sadhguru wears a Rolex and drives expensive motorbikes around. They always get, was it called absolute power corrupts? Something like that. Power always corrupts. Always, always, always. They get a taste of it, taste of the money, taste of the high life. Then it's like, oh my God, how do I keep this? That's what I reckon. Thanks for the question. DJ Lernal, thank you so much for the $10 tip. You legend. As far as I know, bivalves have a certain degree of sentience. I've worked in that industry. Scalps will swim away to avoid being caught. Also, bivalves close when taken out of water. They are also filter feeders. I appreciate the information. I would just say to you, DJ Lernal, that if you've worked in the industry, I appreciate that. I am conscious of what you're saying. So I don't eat bivalves because I err on the side of caution. Okay, I'm not interested in eating them. However, swimming away to avoid being caught, avoiding like moving away from something, or closing when they're out of one space. I mean, I don't know if that's what sentience is. Like, I imagine there are non-sentient life forms that move away from danger and do things when they're in different environments. The sun goes down and plants change. Plants will sense also when they move depending on the environment, and that can be sometimes it can be to avoid danger, i.e. avoid dying. If they turn this way, they turn to the sun to avoid dying because they need to get sunlight or whatever, right? So I don't know, but I appreciate the information, and like I said, if you can share with me any study that's been done on the sentience of bivalves. And the reason I'm asking for scientific literature is that we can all have our opinions on this. To me, I've no skin in the game here. For me personally, because I'm not planning to ever eat them. But it would be interesting to know for when this question comes up in the future. So yeah, if any of you have any kind of hard study, or I would even at this point, I would take an article written by a scientist at this point. It's a low grade, it's a low level of evidence, but I would take that too. I would read it because I'm very interested, and I really want to know what's the current. If there's something I've missed, let me know it. That's what I'm trying to say. But thank you, DJ Lernal, and interesting that you've worked in that industry. I'd like to, if you want to leave some comments in the chat as well about what you found working in that industry, anything else, that would be pretty cool. I appreciate the information coming from somebody who's worked in that industry. That's really interesting. but I'd like to know more about it. If someone's got a, you know, some kind of scientific case, that'd be really interesting. Some guy's obsessed with that Korean pop. I'm not going to answer a question about Korean pop groups, guys. Top 10 movies. All right. It's tough, but I'll commit. I think number one's The Matrix. Fantastic. Changed the game for action movies and VFX and CGI stuff. I think it was incredible. Awesome movie. And also just a great, you know, amazing storyline too. Like timeless concept, you know, the brains in the vat psychology theory put into a movie. Awesome. That's number one. 10. I don't think you're gonna get 10 out of me. I'll just tell you like the ones I can think about coming straight to my head. The Matrix, Terminator 2, incredible. Love that movie. Matrix, Terminator 2, whatever. I've watched some stuff even recently where I thought, wow, this was pretty amazing. But you know, when you're on the spot, it's hard to remember the stuff, isn't it? I quite enjoyed Top Gun Maverick. That was pretty cool. I wouldn't say all-time favorite, but I really enjoyed that. That was really cool. Really cool movie. You're getting a vibe here. I like this kind of 90s action stuff. That's the kind of stuff that I vibe with the most. I like Good Will Hunting. That was a really cool movie. That's one of my kind of like a different type of movie. That's one of my all-time faves, I think. I really enjoy that movie. Really enjoyed Dallas Buyers Club. Thought that was fantastic. Really cool movie. Really incredible acting. Who else did I think? There was a movie I was talking about recently where I said the acting was just insane, like next level amazing. Really enjoyed the movie with Adam Sandler recently. What was it called? Where he's like a diamond dealer. I can't remember what it was called. Guys, in the chat, what is that one called? Hold up. Let me just like see if anyone's got that. Oh, what is it called? I'm just going to search for it. Adam Sandler diamond movie. Uncut Gems. Amazing movie. Amazing. Adam Sandler proves once and for all to anyone that ever questioned him, he is an actor. Adam Sandler is an incredible actor. In that movie, just flawless, unbelievable. What a cool movie that was, and he did a great job in it. Really enjoyed it. I've got to say, Marvel's Avengers Endgame, loved it. Just pure fan service, amazing. Also, while we're on Marvel, the Spider-Man No Way Home, that's the newest one, right? With the three Spider-Men. Just that was my childhood, all the way through to like childhood, early adulthood, and then like now crammed into one movie. Incredible, loved it. Punch Drunk Love, yeah, that was also a great movie. I don't know what number we're on right now, but this is giving you a flavor of what I'm into. I'm trying to think of something that maybe a bit more soft, something like maybe unexpected, because these are all, a lot of these are very like, yeah, testosterone movies. But I also like, you know, other stuff as well. I like some soft stuff as well, some you know, soppy stuff. I quite enjoyed, believe it or not. I heard the Notebook was like a really I don't know what to call it. People were making fun of it, and I was like, really? Is that like a? And I was like, okay, I'll watch it on my own. I watched it on my own, and like, I didn't cry, but I was definitely there was, you know, it was there, you know. That was. I don't think that was one of my all-time favorites, but like, it was. I was unexpectedly bothered by it. I'll give you that. I was on my own, and I must have been in a sore moment. I tell you what is a great movie though. And I didn't expect it to be because it got made fun of a lot. Brokeback Mountain. My mates, when it came out, rinsed it, just absolutely roasted it for being a movie about what it was about. And I just never got around to watching it because I thought, you know, like, it's just being made fun of so much. You think, oh, it's just some weird movie about two dudes that end up bumming. And then I watched it with Annie recently, and I was like, it's one of the best movies ever. It's like that's got some of the best acting that I've ever seen. Because these are two men that aren't gay. At least I don't think Heath Ledger was gay. And they've got to play this role, which is very intense and very difficult. And like the emotion, it was just, I couldn't believe how good it was. Honestly. So there you go. That gives you a very wide range of movies that I like. But I'd say the ultimate favorites are more the actionies, like Terminator 2 is just, it's an all-time favorite of mine, Terminator 2. Amazing movie. Someone's asking, why can't you rewind or fast forward? Because with these shorter live streams, I'm actually not going to do that anymore. I've turned that off. The reason being that when we finish the stream, I private the stream and then it goes on the second channel. So it makes more sense because when I turn it to private, it just cuts you out, it boots you out. And I don't want that to happen to people. So I'm going to put it onto the second channel. I'm going to turn it back on again when I do long streams, like 10-hour streams for obvious reasons. So people can go back to like hour 1 if there's something that was specifically there. But with these shorter streams, I think I'd rather people just watch it on the second channel rather than getting booted out when they're trying to catch up. It's better just to have it live here, replay second channel. Yeah, so that's from CDA Activism. Thanks for the question, by the way. Yeah, exactly. You can only rewind after it's finished. It is in the replay on the second channel, the Ram's Den. Exactly. Wait, from the shirts you sell, do you like metal? Yes, that's the predominant music I listen to. That's metalcore. Metal is pretty much all I listen to. I listen to the 1975 and stuff like that as well, like some softer stuff, but mainly metal, yeah. He's a metalhead. That's true, Simon. 100%. I don't understand the hate between meat eaters and vegans. Leave us to eat our stuff and you eat yours. No point in making a drama out of nothing, Callum says. Callum, mate, first off, let's be real here. I didn't invite you to the stream. No one forced you to come here. You are actively not leaving us to do our stuff, right? Now, I'm just saying that because let's understand each other. You think I'm coming to you to try and make you do something. Well, I mean, you came here to try and tell me what you think, and you forced your views down my throat. So now we're on an equal playing field, yeah? Let's talk about what you've said. There's no point making a drama out of nothing. So Callum, you don't hate animals. I know you don't hate animals because you're most likely not a hateful, evil person that hates animals that are completely helpless, right? Just the same way you don't hate and you wouldn't hurt children because you know that they're defenseless, they're innocent, they've done nothing wrong, and they couldn't stop you. So you wouldn't hurt a child, right? Every animal in animal agriculture has a lower cognitive ability than a human child. What I'm saying is they're more vulnerable than a human child. They understand less than a human child, right? So you wouldn't hurt the child, but why would you hurt the animal then? It's not making a drama out of nothing. We're trying to defend, trying to protect animals that just the same way you would protect a human child. They are as vulnerable, if not more vulnerable. And if someone was hurting kids, you would be speaking out against that too. You wouldn't be coming to the chat and saying, no point making a drama out of it, just let them hurt the kids. Well, that's why I am making a drama out of this, because I don't want anyone to be hurting animals anymore. See, do you understand where I'm coming from? So leaving you to eat your stuff, I am leaving you to eat your stuff. I've not gone over to your plate and taken anything off it. What I'm doing is making videos, trying to encourage people like you to realize what I've just said, that you're not an evil person. So why are you acting like that to animals? They see you as the devil, mate. They see you as evil because of what you do to them, because you like a snack, because you like a burger, because you like some eggs or some cheese. To them, you're the devil. Why would you want to be that? I assume you're a good person. I assume you like to believe you're a good person. You want to be good. So be good then and eat something different. Don't put animals through that. You can start off with challenge22.com. It's a really easy way to get started. Free guide, professionals working as volunteers to help people like you switch it and try to start learning the stuff you can eat instead. It's that simple, mate. And again, just to reiterate it, we all want to believe that we're good people. None of us want to be an animal told we're an animal abuser, or feel like we're an animal abuser, or be responsible for animal abuse. None of us want that. Well, there's only so many ways to deal with that problem, and the first thing you can do to stop being a part of a system that abuses animals is to change yourself and eat differently and buy differently. And that's as simple as it is. You buy something different at the supermarket. It's that simple. Use challenge22.com to set yourself up so you know what to buy, where to buy it, to get it, you know, within your budget, within what you can do, your time frame. They will show you how to live eating 100% plant-based, finding the products that don't come from those horrible industries. Give it a go, Callum. CDA Activism says, can you use soap in public bathrooms if you don't know whether it's vegan? I think this is kind of like a, do you get in a taxi even though it has leather seats question, to be honest with you, mate. I don't think it's worth debating or discussing. I think if you personally don't feel comfortable doing that and not knowing, don't do it. If you are happy not knowing, just to use it and move on with the day, focus on something that's more important, going to make more of a difference, then do it. At the same way as like you don't, you know, if you book a taxi, is your seat leather? You don't ask them, do you? You just get in. Some people would say, no, I wouldn't sit on a leather seat. I don't want to be part of this. And you might say, well, but the soap in the bathroom runs out and they replace it. Well, people replace cars. People replace car seats when they start getting worn down too. See what I mean? So yeah, not really an answer to your question, but I kind of stand by what I said, that I think it's not worth the discussion or debate on, to be honest with you. Thanks for the question though, mate. Appreciate it. It's a good one. Why is my message deleted if I add an emoji? It's happened to me too. I don't know. Is it blocking emojis? Oh, really? Is it like just putting the emoji up? That's super weird. I don't know, guys. Sorry about that. Nothing I can do about it. Oh, my bad, Percival. Hippocrates wasn't just a philosopher. He's venerated as the father of medicine, hence the Hippocratic Oath. Thank you for that. Appreciate that. Thanks for catching me on that one. YSM89 says, decades ago, the medical community were convinced babies didn't feel pain. They performed surgeries on them without anesthesia. It's not about the current evidence. I'd like to know how people came to the conclusion that a baby screaming and crying wasn't an indicator for them feeling pain. I have never heard that before, honestly, Wise89. Let's have a look, shall we? This is interesting. Operating on infants without anesthesia. 1987, the American Academy of Pediatrics formally declared it unethical to operate on newborns without anesthesia. Why physicians would knowingly inflict pain on newborns? It's complicated, but there were legitimate... What was that? Go away, man. There were legitimate... Where is the actual bit? There were legitimate concerns that anesthesia itself could harm or kill the child. Well, that's a little bit different to what you said, dude. More significantly, however, medical establishment has convinced itself babies couldn't feel pain because babies can't speak for themselves. Scientists were left to interpret their body language. Studies from the 1940s supposedly confirmed that infants hadn't yet developed neurological capacity for pain because they didn't seem to react to pinprick tests. Okay. Cloistered in medical journals, subsequent studies in infant pain show that their pain responses are as well developed as older children, and that even fetuses from the third trimester of gestation possess systems necessary to feel pain. But few surgeons and anesthesists knew about them, and challenges to accepted wisdom went ignored. Wait, when was that though? Subsequent studies didn't say when. I'd like to know when, how long they ignored it for. 2003 found that though most major surgical procedures were now accompanied by relief only a third of newborns were given. Weird. That's pretty mad, huh? Interesting. Yeah, it's an interesting one. That's really interesting. I didn't even know about that. Yeah, cool. Cheers for bringing that one up. However, it's you know, it is about the current evidence though, because it's all we've got to go from. It's often wrong, but then it gets corrected. If put it this way, YSM89, if you're saying it's not about the current evidence, well, the current evidence says babies do feel pain, so you're also rejecting that because that's the current evidence. See my point? So it's, you know, and anyway, back to kind of what I said earlier about the bivalves. That's why I don't eat them. And what I usually tell people if they say, can I eat bivalves? When in vegan outreach or whatever, I say, oh, I mean, why do you already? You want to go out of your way to do it? Like, why do it? What's the point? Why not just not do it and eat something else, even if they're not sentient, right? Because from what I know, there's some people argue that they could be sentient. That's why I'm not interested in general. It just looks gross to me. But I wouldn't eat them because there's a question mark on it. Even though the current stuff says no, they're not sentient. There's some people that claim they are, like the ones here in this chat. So as I said, I err on the side of caution. I've not said eat them. That's not my argument. But cheers, thank you. Oh God, I'm so far behind. You guys are talking about Danny being jacked. Danny is jacked. I think I'm catching up slowly though. You guys have got so many bloody good questions. And I appreciate especially all of I appreciate the information too. Like that you guys you're hearing it and you're adding stuff. That's really cool, guy. Keep that up, all right? I like that you're adding stuff to the conversation and helping me see something. I didn't know that stuff about babies. That is so useful to me. I did not know that. That is very informative, educational. Keep that stuff coming, yeah? Yeah, Veg 90. That's exactly what I just said. Obviously, I'm lagged behind, but totally agree with you. You guys are going at it with the sentient stuff. I've also got some stuff. This stuff. Oh, did I just catch up to the? No, clearly it could not have possibly gone this far. Keep it coming, guys. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. I'm just catching up. All right, here we go. I'm almost caught up now. Great. You guys are talking about some. Please make a video about Elon with the yeah. I'm thinking about the stuff with Neuralink. I potentially will do that about Elon. Fresh Air Kaboom says, do you think movies that use animals as props are non-vegan? Yeah, I don't agree with them using animals. I don't agree with movies using. Of course not. They're just taking animals that are most likely bred for that purpose and training them to do stuff. Forcing them to do stuff. I don't like it. No. I don't think it's the movie. I don't know if you want to define the movie, is the movie vegan or not? I think that's not really useful to even talk about. I think what's more useful to talk about is what did they do to that animal, and that's wrong. Right? I don't know if we can call movies vegan or non-vegan necessarily. I don't really, that seems not very helpful, but obviously the act of breeding animals and making them do stuff, tricks and stuff for a camera, it's just a circus. It's just a circus, but it's on the big screen, right? And no, I don't think that's good. I'm not for that at all. I'm against that. Thanks for the question. Good one. Favorite vegan film? Why is that? That sounded weird. Favorite vegan film? When I say that, it's weird in my ears. It's weird to you, whatever. Favorite vegan films? I'd say I enjoyed The Game Changers. That was really cool. And Okja was pretty good as well. Yeah, I think those two are two of my faves, I think. Cheers for the question, vegan for animals. Real vegans do 24-hour live streams. Well, Race Lever, I've got some cool news for you then. In the new year, to kick off the new year, God, if I say it, I have to do it. So, all right, here we go. In the new year, most likely in the first part of the year, to kick it off, I'm going to do 7 days, 70 hours live stream, 10 hours a day, 7 days. I say that like if I say it, I have to do it because I've been thinking about it and like, do I really want to do this? Do I really want to do this? The answer is no. It's gonna be very hard, guys. It's gonna be very hard, but I've got to push myself. We did 24 hours. We've done multiple 10-hour streams. I said go vegan 50,000 times. So this is the next step in the progression. 10 hours a day, 7 days. We do it. Before that, we've got Meat Flakes of the Year. I've got a list already of contenders for Meat Flake of the Year. You guys got to send over some too. So get that coming. Email me, Instagram, Twitter. Send me your Meat Flake of the Year contenders. If you're new here, you don't know what a meat flake is. A meat flake is an anti-vegan or a meat eater who gets offended and basically cries when vegans talk about vegan stuff. They'll get very angry and very upset, or they'll attack you or make some stupid argument. You know, just the most dumb stuff you've ever seen. That stuff, that's a meat flake. So if you've got some examples, famous ones, or maybe just personal examples, or you know, stuff that's not like an essay of back and forth conversation, but something that's easy, quick, just meat flake just clear as day meat flake, send it over, please. So I've already got some really good ones for you guys. I'm really excited for this year's Meat Flakes of the Year ceremony, awards ceremony. And what's cool is one of the Meat Flake contenders, let's say, is actually somebody as a YouTuber. So who knows? Maybe he'll join the stream and accept his award if he if he finds out. He's an anti-vegan YouTuber. That would be hilarious. It would be the first Meat Flake of the Year accepted by the person that got nominated. That would be very funny. And we can roast him live, maybe, right? Oh, very funny. That would be hilarious if he agreed to it. I won't say who he is yet because I don't want you guys going hounding just yet. But yeah, we'll get it together. Okay, Lee Richardson, thank you so much, mate, for the super chat. Really appreciate the support. What did you think of that idea I gave you about going to vegan eateries and reviewing their food? It would make a great series. Lee, that's a cool idea, man. So you mean going in and doing videos, like vlog type thing? I've wanted to do vlogs before, but honestly, they don't really perform very well on YouTube. I enjoy doing them myself, but a lot of work goes in, and then when I post them, they're the lowest performing videos every time. So although I know, Lee, I know you would like to see it, and I know most of you guys here would like to see this kind of stuff, but it tends to be a very small amount of people that want to see this stuff, like maybe like 200 or 300 views. It could probably maybe, I don't know, 800 or 900 these days, but it's clearly it's not within kind of what most people who subscribe here want to see, and unfortunately a lot of work goes in and then it doesn't go anywhere. Now I am open to trying something new with that. I am open to maybe making this kind of vlog, but making it less vloggy, more like a sit down video, but like a vlog that goes quick. Maybe I just need to get better at making vlog videos, Lee, to be honest with you. But I will think on it, and I'll get back to you on that. Maybe we can do a little trial, Annie and I, next time we're in a new place. We can do a trial of this, film it, put it out. Lee, if it fails, it's on you, mate. If it fails, I'm coming for you, bro. I'm blaming you. All right? We'll see. Because, yeah, I like making them. It's something new. It's something different. And it's fun. I think it's fun. But as I said, it's the tougher ones to get going, especially now the vlog movement on YouTube has kind of died. Like, people don't really do vlogs anymore. People don't really watch it anymore, you know? So it's not just me. It's actually the atmosphere around vlogging has kind of changed a bit. So, but it's a great idea, mate. I'll give it a go. Thank you so much for the suggestion, and I will give it a go. I'll do it for you, mate. I'll try it. I will try it. What? Could someone tell me how to be more villainous, sigma male, anti-feminist, woman control, like Andrew Tate also being a vegan? Bro, what are you on about, man? I thought when I first read that, I thought you were trying to say Andrew Tate is a vegan. Andrew Tate's an anti-vegan. Why would you want to be those things? Villainous, and be so silly. I shouldn't have even engaged with you, numpty. Okay. You guys are doing good. Doing good today in the chat. You've been a great chat today. We need to do more of this. Human Trash. Awesome name, bro. Says, do you consider procreation to be vegan? I'm not going to tell you what I think about that until Lawrence Anton, who is an antinatalist, he's against procreation and he's vegan. He is debating with me. We're recording it tomorrow and it'll go up on his channel. So I won't answer yet because I don't want to spoil the surprise, but go over to his channel, subscribe. Lawrence Anton, all right? And the debate will be up there. But the short answer is yes, by the way. I don't think antinatalism or natalism is either vegan or anti-vegan. I don't think these two things cross. But we'll get into that. That's what we're talking about. Is not necessarily that, actually, but you're going to get a lot more of an in-depth opinion on antinatalism and procreation from me from this discussion I have with Lawrence. So go and check out his channel. Thank you, Human Trash, for the comment. The cool name. That's a funny name. Just very aggressive. Funny to read out. Human Trash with a great comment. Yeah, I don't think I'm that far behind at this point. Am I in the chat? I mean, I'm just trying to do I'm trying to do as many questions as I can, you see. That's all. And like I said, because there's so many of you, the best way to get your comment answered and your question answered is to use the tip or the super chat. The tip is better though. Streamlabs tips is better because they don't take a cut like YouTube takes quite a big cut when you do super chat. So just keep that in mind, please. If you want all your money to come to me, use Streamlabs when you make a comment, when you send a tip. Thank you. All right, what the fuck was I up to? Here we go. What else have we got here, guys? There's vegan everything now. I've seen vegan frogs' legs. That's grim. I don't think I would. I mean, why not though? Maybe I would. Maybe I would just for the, I don't know, for the banter. DominionMovement.com says, do you ever do speaking tours? I have done speaking tours in the past. I've done tours where I went given a lot of workshops and a lot of speeches. And obviously COVID kind of killed all of those ideas off completely. The pandemic time did. And I went out of it. Obviously I was doing something different then. And then since then, I never really got back into it. I'm doing another project right now. It doesn't allow me to do anything else. This private project, I've got the YouTube, podcast, all the social media, and this private project. And that right now is too much even. So I can't do speaking tours right now, but I will be doing a talk in the Vegan Campout UK, massive vegan festival. I'll be doing a speech there. And I'm open if you guys, if you want to invite me to your city and you can get people together, either vegans or non-vegans, you think you can get enough people together to make it like something like a big event, you know, you're confident you could put something like that together, I would be very much interested. I would consider it, but touring I can't do right now. But I am traveling a little bit with this other project that I'm doing, so the chances are it could be near your location. It could be possible. So just drop me an email. My email address it's right here in the description, but my email address is itsdavidrams@gmail.com with it's at the beginning. So ITS, itsdavidrams@gmail.com. Send me an email if you'd like to invite me to give a talk, and we'll see what we can do. Thank you for the question. Enjoying this today, guys. It's been good fun. Yeah, here in reality, vegan men have higher testosterone. Definitely true. We got a tip. Thank you so much, Raider, for the tip and a good question. Hey, David, did you grow up listening to any English metal bands like Def Leppard, Motorhead, etc.? Also, favorite vegan metal band? Cool question. So my journey into metal was actually, I didn't really understand music. I just listened to what my mum listened to and the radio. And then one day, my mate was like, he was very good on guitar, and he was playing Metallica, and I was like, oh, that's really cool. What's that? And he said, oh, this is Metallica. It's like Master of Puppets. I was like, Master, what is this? Just that was it. I was like, what? This is amazing. the Master of Puppets, got into the Black Album, and I started going through all the catalog, you know, Ride the Lightning and Justice for All, and I just got dead into Metallica. Then, fortunately for me, this was around the time when nu metal just boomed. So there was Linkin Park, Papa Roach, Limp Bizkit, and I couldn't get enough of it. I was like, I've got this old school stuff here, which is cool, and then I've got like Limp Bizkit, which is like awesome. Like it's really like bouncy kind of rap metal stuff, and Linkin Park was blowing up right then with Hybrid Theory just come out around at least around the same time. But so not really metal obviously, but yeah, my beginnings of metal was 100% Metallica. I didn't listen to Def Leppard or Motorhead. It was just Metallica in the start, and it pretty much always stayed that way. So my favorite like metal band of all time has to be Metallica, of course, because of that. It's just they were my introduction to metal. And I like more newer style metal. Like I like metalcore stuff. I like Periphery, great band. Architects. I like I Prevail. I like various different kind of bands, like different kind of styles within metal, different genres within metal. But yeah, thanks for the question. Cool question, man. Appreciate it. Or woman, whoever you are. I just say man, really. I say that to everybody. It's just kind of natural. But I said it in a comment section the other day, I think, and someone was like, "You think I'm a man?" It's like, no, no, not really. It's just a response, Okay. Oh my God, this person's so funny. We've seen some weird comments in here. Like weird trolly stuff, Very funny. Man, you guys are really caught up on the bivalve thing. It feels like you think that I've said that, like, just, yeah, go and eat them. I told you I err on the side of caution. And then the side of caution, i.e., I would recommend to not eat them. Yeah, that was pretty clear. And I don't eat them because I err on the side of caution. Okay, I think I'm actually up to date in the chat right now. Hold up. Vegan Gains debating Joe Rogan on Joe's show would be great entertainment. Imagine that. That would be amazing. Hey, that'll be a lot of fun. A friendo says, when are you going to get together with Soytheist to advocate for banging animals? Oh, do you know what? Like, it's I don't think I'll do that outreach with him. It's not for me. I get what he's doing, and it's a tactic. It's a tactic. Not for me though. Not for me. But I do plan to try and get over to meet Soytheist and do some work together. I do plan to do that, but it won't be for that, mate. It won't be for that one. Oh man, funny. Dave Rams, have you heard Rise Against It All? They're a vegan punk rock band. Good point. Fresh Air Kaboom. Thank you. I've heard them a lot, actually. I listened to some of their stuff. I couldn't name you songs or albums, but they come on my Spotify a lot, and I'm like, this is fucking cool. I like Rise Against. Yeah, they're a really good band. Thank you. Thank you for reminding me. I didn't mention them yet. Am I up to date right now? Oh, I think I actually caught up to the chat. Just very cool. Did I? Yeah. Cool. That's fun. If you could set up a vegan debate with anybody, who would it be with? Great question. So do you mean like I debate like a non-vegan, I debate a non-vegan? A non-vegan I'd like to debate, and it could be anyone. Well, what would get the most traction? What would get the most viewership? Like, everybody would. Do you know who I'd debate on veganism? Donald Trump. That's who I'd debate on veganism. Let me explain why. Because he's... No. Wait, even better. Elon Musk. Elon Musk, 100% Elon Musk. Because right now, the media cannot stop talking about him. As everybody's like obsessed with him. He's constantly in the news. They're trying to like, you know, undermine him. They're trying to say he's a this and he's a that and he's a blah, 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 blah. All this crazy stuff going on about him. So much drama. Debating him right now would be, it would get millions of hits. It would be huge, wouldn't it? Be absolutely huge. I said Donald Trump, but then I realized that I think Elon's kind of becoming the new Trump he's the man to hate right now, isn't he? Like Trump was. And also with what Elon does with animals, like he does animal testing, it would be even better, wouldn't it? You know? So that would be really good. So thank you. Great question, by the way, CDA activism. That's a very good question. I think I would choose Elon. I think Trump when he was the president would have been the peak level of you know, debating. That would have been amazing, wouldn't it? To get him to debate veganism when he was at the peak level of hatred by like half of people and peak love by the other half of people. You debate him on anything and it's gonna explode, you know. That would have been great. David Rams versus Carnivore Camaraderie would be godly. How would it be godly though? Did you see what Nutrivore did to the dude? It's not. There's nothing left to debate with that guy. What could possibly be debated? His entire view was just destroyed systematically, clearly, step by step, slowly, in a way that even I'm not like a big philosophy nerd or anything, and I could understand every single thing that Nutrivore was saying and taken into pieces, and so could he. He used a few fancy words or whatever, but it wasn't necessary to completely understand what Nutrivore was saying to understand the point he was making. And this guy got wrecked. And if you've not seen that already, you should really go to Lifting Vegan Logic's channel, and it's right there. It's like a roast compilation. It was really embarrassing for the kid. And I do kind of feel bad for the kid because he is young, but also he's putting out a lot of shit. So it's good that this happened. But yeah, he got spanked big time. It was bad. Cool, guys. Well, we're up to date now with the questions. So there's something else I wanted to talk about here and react to a little bit. And I think some of the stuff we're reacting to, by the way, today, I will do like separate videos on as well, just FYI. But this is one that I was super surprised about. So Peter posted about this, and someone emailed me about it too. You guys know James Cameron, right? The director, famous director. He's just getting ready to launch the bloody, what's it called? A movie. Why have I forgotten the movie? What's the movie? That famous movie is just about to launch. What the hell? It's completely escaped me. Guys, what is it? What's the movie? Like the biggest movie, like the first one. Avatar. Thank you, Mark. Why did I forget that? Fucking Avatar 2, right? So, he's promoting Avatar 2. He's a vegan, apparently. He was in like the Game Changers, and he's spoken about veganism and stuff like that. Dude was in Japan promoting the movie, and he was at a dolphin show promoting the movie.
Welcome to Pandora.
Look at this.
I love these animals. I love their intelligence. I love their sociability, their ability to connect with us and to interact with us and learn from us. And I'm sure everybody asked their permission to be in the show. Welcome to Pandora.
What a dickhead. What is he on about, the permission? Why would he do that? Why would he make that joke when he's supposed to be a vegan, for one? Like, what a messed up, and he knows the stuff, right? He's not an idiot. He's definitely seen like movies. He's definitely seen movies like Seaspiracy, okay? Because he's been involved in documentaries himself. So he's most likely seen Seaspiracy. He's most likely seen that other documentary with the whales and the dolphins and talking about SeaWorld and stuff, right? What is he doing? And honestly, it's just This is what I mean. Don't raise anybody up as a bloody hero, including it's James Cameron. Like, he's one of the best directors of all time, the most famous directors of all time. But what is it? Blackfish. That's the movie that he's seen Blackfish too, right? He's definitely seen Blackfish. What is he doing sitting there promoting his movie with a dolphin show in Japan after he's seen what happens in the Japan fishing industry? He knows how they treat dolphins. He knows how they treat fish. He must have seen Seaspiracy or at least heard about it. And he's sat there putting this on for a movie, and then making jokes about dolphins. What is wrong with you, mate? He's a plant-based dieter, yeah. He's a plant-based dieter for the environment. He's not a vegan at all, is he? Clearly. And you know, this isn't the first time he's come up this week. He popped up earlier for something unrelated to veganism. Where, do you know what he was saying? Did you guys see this? What he said about testosterone? Have you guys seen this? He said, I don't know what's going into people's minds. He said, testosterone is a toxin that we need to rid from our bodies. He said this, James Cameron. So when he's saying stupid shit like that, I don't think I want him, and now that we know he's not a vegan, he's a plant-based dieter, I also don't really want him to be considered vegan. Because, like, there's most people in our society, most men in our society are average dudes, right? They are probably not very political, okay? But if you were to place them somewhere, they'd be conservative, or what you could say right-wing, traditional kind of people. People that like things as they are, don't like change too much. Most people fall into that category. Most people don't like change. Most people like their traditions and stuff, right? Most people. James Cameron pops up, tells all these men that are just, you know, additionally, we're all being told these days that men are evil, men should all die, whatever, kill all men. White men especially, the worst. James Cameron pops up and says, testosterone's a toxin, you need to get it out of your body. And then it's like, people are using this like, oh, by the way, he's a vegan. I don't want that image of vegans being like that needs to go. And if it doesn't go, we're never going to get this bulk of the majority of people to take us seriously, while people are vegans saying stupid shit like that. And then now this guy, not only is he's pushing away all of the meat eaters, right? And then at the same time, he's not even a bloody vegan. So he's doing this bad work, saying this stupid stuff, but then he's not even a vegan. So he's getting this, he's got the label and, you know, attached to his nonsense, and he's not even a vegan. It's the worst. It's the worst. Anyway, that's super annoying. And those poor dolphins getting forced in there to do all that stupid shit. She's like riding the dolphin like a bloody surfboard. And he's like, yeah, this is great. Yeah. Come on. Come on. Sam says here, I think he stated that testosterone is stated in that testosterone statement because it is a chemical that makes all animals aggressive. So people would be less aggressive if you could control testosterone. Well, that's just a complete misunderstanding of what testosterone is then, isn't it, really? And also, let's be honest here. Would James Cameron go to the soldiers fighting in Ukraine and say, you guys need to get the testosterone out of your system? Don't think so. Don't think he'd be saying that to them, would he? So it's not even consistent. He would be saying to them they need more testosterone because they need the guts, they need to have the drive to go out there and fight, right? So it's like, you know, well, we need to get rid of testosterone because of, you know, blah, blah, blah. And then at the same time, it's like, well, no, I think, no, we need it also. We need people to fight, and we need people to do the difficult things that require you to have some level of testosterone in your system to push you on to do the things that, you know. Anyway, whatever. Let's move on from James Cameron. Angered me. It's so disgusting with the dolphins, though, honestly. Really, really sick. I'm going to eat dinner. Anna, you can't eat dinner. I need to eat dinner. I think she's trying to hint at me to go. Lee, thank you so much for the tip, mate. $6 tip. Thank you, mate. Sorry. I thought it's $5. $6.18 tip. Thank you. My eyesight's going, guys. You know, plant-based diet. So, this is a nice one. Yeah. Film yourself eating at vegan eateries and film it inside the vegan eateries. Yeah, cool. I'll give it a go. Sounds good. Sounds good. let's finish on something funny and not necessarily vegan related. So, well, kind of vegan related, actually. So, do you know Liver King got busted recently, yeah? For jamming himself up with steroids while telling people he was getting fit and healthy and from eating testicles and livers. This has been quite fun. Lee, I thought it was £5. I think when you... Sorry, guys. I just I got distracted. When you first tipped, it said £5, and then it changed to 6, and I was like, what? I was like, what happened? I thought I was going crazy. So anyway, the Liver King stuff. And there's a new video come out by a comedian that I like, Ryan Long. And the video's titled, The One Guy Surprised Liver King Was on Steroids. And I thought this could be quite funny to react to and just kind of laugh at Liver King and how much of a fucking joke he is. So let's have a little watch of this. I've not seen this yet, by the way. I've not seen this yet. But I think we can all just come together for the last couple of minutes and enjoy someone roasting Liver King. Because it's just great, isn't it? It's just great that he got absolutely exposed. And it's so deserved too, isn't it? Right, let's get into this then. Let's have a look.
Recently, as you know, I found out that the Liver King's been juicing. Did you guys hear the news about Liver King? And as a primal, there's pretty much no way that I could have seen this coming. But he had like the perfect body, he's like the perfect man, and then it turns out he was like juicing. If you were gonna do any like raw liver today, I wouldn't even recommend it. I just got my yay tattoo removed, and I guess now I'm getting my Liver King's all natty tattoo removed. Both of my cheeks are gonna look messed up. There's no way anyone could have known. Yeah. So you guys aren't doing the raw liver stuff? Honestly, good for you. It'll only break your heart. I've eaten a lot of bull testicles, which as of now, Liver King, I'm through with that. Better ancestors ate a fucking McDonald's. Or at the very least, I'm gonna wait for the bull to be dead first, which will probably save me the trouble of having farmers chase me off their property while I yell primal for life. Are you juicing personally or no? No, you're all natty? I mean, I'm not gonna stop sleeping on a floor. My stepdad's floor. I've been kind of staying with him temporarily since I spent all my money on all this liver stuff. You're looking at me and obviously you see a pretty fit guy, but I was trying to get more fit and I find out that the only way to do that now is steroids.
I don't think the only way is steroids.
Well, apparently it is, yeah. Would you maybe tell the Liver King that he should take a hard look in the mirror and think about what he's done to Ryan?
No, I'm saying I don't know enough about the topic in general.
I told you most of the information though. He kind of ruined my life and he got me eating bull testicles and now he's doing steroids.
I'm sorry that it has negatively affected your life.
Do you mind even just saying that to him? Like you've negatively affected Ryan's life at the very least and you're not happy about that?
All I can do is take your word on that. I'm not going to shame anybody.
You don't want to juice shame him?
At the end of the day,
yeah.
You made a decision, he made a decision. It was y'all's decision.
I was powerless to him though, that's the thing.
You made a decision, he made a decision, I'm leaving it there.
Hi, can you cancel the truck full of bull testicles? What do you mean you didn't order them, Mom? You said you were going to. I'm staying at Dave's right now. Dave, remember you dated him for like a couple weeks? Do you think they have like an ex-primal support group? I honestly don't know who to trust. Next I'm gonna find out The Rock and other wrestlers are juicing. I mean, obviously Dwayne's not, but there's probably others. I bet you I'm gonna find out Kylie Jenner's not all natural too. If that happens, I'll go all vegan. I'm not kidding. And I'm looking for...
Hey, we got a mention. Vegan's got a mention.
Or just like a normal shirt with sleeves or something like that because I'm sort of done with this whole liver business. Just because you have like a primal thing where it's like our ancestors wouldn't have had cameras, so we shouldn't either. I get that. I used to be on the whole ancestral thing. Hey Dave, it's Ryan. I know, yes, I know you told me not to call you at work. Do you have any steroids? What am I supposed to do if this isn't gonna work? Lift weights? He's like, yeah, maybe if Dave bought a weight set, then I would think about it. You look like an all right body yourself. Do you work out? Yeah. You want to catch a lift, maybe me and you? Nah, it's all good. Are you sure? Worst part, I gotta find this out when I'm fresh out. Just did a 3-week stint in the bin, the hospital for salmonella. You need help lifting that?
What do you think is best?
What do you think?
You're probably better.
Yeah, I would say I'm probably more of an expert on this. So I think what we do is you grab that, I'll grab here, just pop it in there, no big deal. Yeah, he had a sick body too. It was like real nice. I would love to just be able to see him right now and tell him to his face that he kind of ruined my life. And also, I don't even think liver's that tasty. All right, have a good one.
Oh, this guy's fucking hilarious, man. It's Ryan Long, by the way, guys. He's not a vegan or anything, but he occasionally has videos that are kind of relevant. And this one's quite relevant, obviously, because he's roasting the Liver King. Very funny. Good one. Like that's like one of the channels that I watch when I want to kind of, I don't know. Sometimes you just want to like kind of watch something funny and just have a break, have a chill, and just watch on different topics, comedy on different stuff. I think Ryan Long's a good one for that. Thank you, meatflake.com. Super chatted, say thank you. Just saying thanks for what you do. Great name, meatflake.com. Is that a real website? Can we check? Meatflake.com. It is. It is. Oh my god! Who made this? Did you make this? At Meatflake.com, the person who just commented, did you make this website? Holy shit! Hey, that is awesome. The psychology of a meat. Is this real? Are you kidding me right now? Okay, this doesn't link to like... That's so cool. How did I not know this existed? When did you make this? Meatflake's got the panties at a bunch when they found out Cracker Barrel added Impossible sausages. Yeah, I remember this. Hey, this is really cool. So, yeah, this is great. This is some great stuff for the Meatflakes of the year. This is going to make it a lot easier to get a few more contenders. Hey, you're a legend for making this. How have I never seen that before? Have you just made this recently, or have you ever messaged me or emailed me about it? Because this is awesome. Thank you for making this website. Very cool. Very cool. Non-available. Is that your real name? Non-available. Thank you so much for the super chat. This is God or Gaia bless you. Appreciate the blessings. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, Mersey says need the laugh endorphins. Definitely. That's why I watch a lot of comedy on YouTube and stand up and stuff like that. And like, big fan of Ricky Gervais because it is good to get in some of this good stuff, you know, good comedy stuff, and like relaxes you a lot, you know, helps you clear your mind. And when you get back to work again, you're in a way better spirit once you've had some good laughs, you know. I'm having a quick glance to see if there's anything else that you guys have asked, but I think at this moment, I think we're completely up to date, and I think we're going to shoot off soon, maybe. Let's have a look. Is there anything? Yeah, I think we'll call it, guys. I think we'll call it. Thank you so much, guys. It's been awesome today. I've really enjoyed this chat with you. I think we'll do this a little bit more often. If you guys are up for it, if you guys are up for having this kind of like comments, engagements kind of thing, we go back and forth, lots of little questions and information sharing and stuff like that. This has been pretty cool. I missed it. We used to do a lot more of it in the past. So if you guys want more of this, then, you know, let me know. Come to the second channel. Okay, come to the second channel, the Ram's Den, and comment in the comments of this video that will be in the Ram's Den, and let me know if you want to see more of this over there, okay? Subscribe to the Ram's Den, guys. If you support the work, and you have supported the work today with the donations, with the tips, you're an absolute legend. Thank you. If you want to do this on a more consistent basis, definitely check out the YouTube subscriptions, which you can sign up to, and it gets you the cool green text and the logo. Also, you could sign up to the Patreon team, which gets you it's a different platform, it's a different vibe, but it's all supporting me. So it's really, really helpful. It helps me to keep doing what I'm doing here and keep this train on the tracks. And it also supports this private project that I'm working on in the background, which, as I said, is really, really tough. So right now, your support really does mean more than ever. And this live stream is one example of just how great it can be, and it's given me a lot of good feelings today, guys. You've given me some energy to go on. And when you join the Patreon team, when you join the memberships team, it also gives me that boost, helps us keep going and keep on with this private project, which is pretty tough. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in today, and thank you everybody who's already in the team, the David Rams team on Patreon, all YouTube memberships. You're all absolute legends. Keep calling out that BS. All right, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.